into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Let me be the first to say a very good morning to you. Welcome to it. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Thursday morning. Klein Vrydag. My name is Jamie Lee Domberg.
And I'm Zoe Brown. And yes, it is going to be a good morning. We have a jam-packed show for you. And I feel like this is where I need to take a lot of note because this is something I'm about to embark on. And it's all about the home. So we will be taking a look at all of the legal side of things when it comes to renovating your home, asking the important questions before you just go ahead and knocking down a big wall.
Take down all those notes, girls. And then, of course, our DIY expert, Mr. Raldo Morne, is ready to bring up all those paintbrush tips you need before spring cleaning a room. So again, girl, this show is just detailed for you today.
This is all about home renovations, home, improvements, all the fun things that I love doing. So I'm excited for today, and I hope you are too. And there's someone we need to say a very good morning to. Good morning, Mr. Graham Richards.
Morning, G.
Good morning, ladies. What a beautiful start to the day. Yes, it is about the home, and not just about those renovations, those little touches that you can make, but also how you can invest in your living space as well. So I'm going to put a question to you guys this morning, and I want you to be honest. I want you to dig into your little heart's deepest desires. You've received a blank check. I could just leave it there. What's the first piece of tech you're buying for your home? Is a gaming console considered tech for the home? I think it is. I think it's a vital piece of technology that my home needs. So that's the area I'm going. Maybe it's a brand new air conditioner. Maybe it's a new fridge, a microwave. It's that TV you've been lusting after. Let us know. Hit us up on the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. And throughout the show, we'll connect, we'll continue the conversation, and we'll bring some of those ideas to life courtesy of you. But as the lady said, it is going to be a jam-packed show today where the focus is on the home and creating the best possible living space, but we're going to squeeze in all of the regulars as well and bring you up to speed with those news details first up.
Thank you so much, Gia. And I'll start with those national news headlines first. The Special Investigating Unit report into the multi-million rand Digital Vibes COVID-19 communication contract has revealed damning findings against former Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize, his family and close associates. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday authorized the publication of the final report. The company, owned by Tahira Mata and Nadira Mita, was awarded 150 million rand to provide communication during the COVID-19 pandemic last year. The 114-page report details how the contract was unlawfully awarded, with the tender process having reportedly been set up to favor Digital Vibes. And then staying with those local news, Agri Northern Cape says the fires that broke out in Kimberley, Hopetown and Douglas areas on Saturday destroyed some 100,000 hectares. There were still incidents yesterday where flames flared up in the vicinity of Campbell and Berkeley West. However, these have since been brought under control, and the president of Agri Northern Cape, Nicole Jansen, says the total extent of the damage could not yet be determined. Scores of livestock and game could not be saved from the fires. Then looking to news further abroad, President Kais Saied yesterday named a geologist as Tunisia's first women prime minister. Saied asked Najla Bouden Rumdane, a professor, to form a government. Saied said Bouden's appointment honored Tunisian women, and he requested her to name a cabinet as soon as possible. He said the new government should confront corruption and respond to the demands of Tunisians in all fields, including health, transport and education. Saied also appointed a woman, Nadia Akacha, as his chief of staff, who is his closest and most powerful aide. And then North Korea yesterday successfully tested a new hypersonic missile which travels at 5 times the speed of sound. The latest launch marked the country's second this week and the third missile test this month. It has also revealed a new type of cruise missile as well as a new train-launched ballistic missile system. State media said the new missile was one of the 5 most important new weapon systems laid out in its 5-year military development plan. It was also referred to as a strategic weapon, which usually means it has nuclear capabilities. And then finally, Daintree handed to its rightful custodians. Australia's Daintree, the world's oldest tropical rainforest, has been returned to its Aboriginal custodians in a historic deal. The UNESCO World Heritage Site is over 180 million years old and has been home to generations of Aboriginal people. The Eastern Kuku Yalanji people will now manage the national park with the Queensland's state government. The Daintree borders the Great Barrier Reef and it is one of Australia's top tourism draw cards. It's also famed for its ancient ecosystem and rugged natural beauty, which includes forest vistas, wild rivers, waterfalls, gorges, and white sandy beaches. Now, in handing formal ownership back to the Eastern Kuku Yalanji people, the Queensland government recognised one of the world's oldest living cultures. Environment Minister Megan Scanlon said, and I quote, "This agreement recognises their right to own and manage their country, to protect their culture and to share it with visitors." The Daintree houses some 3,000 plant species, 100 plus mammals and 368 birds and 113 reptile species. On that good note, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. I will be back on the top of the hour. Here is G with a first look at the sports headlines.
Well, Jamie, I'm going to start my bulletin with a goat. Undoubtedly one of the best ever. We kick off with boxing. An 8-division world champion, Manny Pacquiao, has announced his retirement officially from boxing as he pursues a presidential campaign for 2022. So Pacquiao finished his 26-year, 72-fight career with 62 wins, 8 losses and 2 draws, with the 42-year-old's final fight being a defeat on points by Cuba's Yordenis Ugas in Las Vegas last month. The Pac-Man, as he is known, won 12 world titles and is the only fighter in history to win titles in 8 different weight classes, clearly in a class of his own. Pacquiao entered politics back in 2010 when he won a seat in the lower house of the Philippines Congress before being elected for a 6-year term in the upper chamber in 2016. And he has promised to fight poverty and warned corrupt politicians that they will soon end up in jail. Now on to rugby news. Springbok women's centre Zinhle Mpupa has signed a 1-year deal with English club Exeter Chiefs, making her the second South African female player to pen a professional deal in Europe. Mpupa has played in 7 tests for the Springbok woman since her international debut back in 2018 and will become the first woman from South Africa to take up a professional contract in the Allianz Premier 15s. The 27-year-old follows in the footsteps of Babalwa Lacha, who of course joined a club in Spain on a professional contract in 2020. Then on to football. The most prestigious Ballon d'Or will be awarded on the 29th of November in Paris. The nominees for the awards, which include Men's and Women's Player of the Year, Best Young Player and Best Goalkeeper, will be announced on the 8th of October. 6-time winner Lionel Messi and Megan Rapinoe will, of course, won the awards last time out. That was when they were held back in 2019. Last year's event was cancelled because of the coronavirus pandemic, so this one carrying a special significance. Then on to basketball. NBA players who are not vaccinated against COVID-19 will have to comply with a long list of restrictions to take part in the upcoming season. So vaccination is not mandatory, but 90% of players have received the jab. And vaccinated players will only be tested if they show symptoms or are a close contact of a positive case, whereas unvaccinated players will have to undergo daily testing prior to entering a team facility, participating in team organized activities, or interacting with other players and coaches. Well, that's where we leave our sporting perspective for now. Let's get our first take on the South African weather and see what the temperatures have in store.
Thank you, Graham. And we start with your weather in KZN. Disaster management teams in KwaZulu-Natal are on high alert after the Weather Service issued a warning that heavy rains in parts of the province could lead to flooding. The Weather Service forecasts moderate to heavy rain until Wednesday next week. Weather's forecaster, Stacey Columburn, says heavy rain is expected in the southern and western parts of the province today, and there's a 60% chance of rain during the weekend. A spokesperson for the provincial Provincial Department of Cooperative Governance, Senzelwe Mzila, says flooding could occur in the eThekwini Metro, the Ugu, Harigwala, Umgungundlovu, and the Ilemba municipalities. And our thoughts and prayers are with our fellow South Africans who are in those affected areas. And as you know, we can't start our day off without sharing those gorgeous sunrise images that you share with us via our Expresso Facebook page. And this is what we got in from our lovely viewers. David Kenneth Ace from Tinley Manor in the KZN shared this glorious view with us overlooking a calm ocean as the sun rises. And Maurice Conradi from Paarl captured this lovely silhouetted shot as the sun begins to peep out and behind the mountains. Thank you for those gorgeous sunrise photos. And if you would love to send yours through, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page. Let's look at those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 13, a high of 22. Mbombela, 16, reaching a high of 20. Partly cloudy in Pretoria, a high of 26. Johannesburg, 13, reaching a high of 24. Mahikeng, 15, 28. Klerksdorp, thunder showers with a high of 29. Kimberley, 15, reaching a high of 27. Bloemfontein, 12, with a high of 25. Richards Bay, partly cloudy, 17 is your low, 22 your high. Rainy conditions in Pietermaritzburg today with a high of 19. Durban, 18, 21. Rain can be expected in Mthatha today, 12 is your low, 19 your high. East London, 15, reaching a high of 18. Some rain can be expected in Cradock, a low of 10, a high of 22. Gqeberha, 15, reaching a high of 18. George, 11, a high of 17 for today. Cape Town, partly cloudy, a low of 14, a high of 22. Worcester, 9, 23. Sutherland, 4, reaching a high of 20. And partly cloudy conditions in Uppington with a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. Another update coming your way at 7 o'clock.
It is going to be a feel-good kind of day indeed, because guess what? Family is back in studio. John Neal is here. Yay! Look at that face. Clearly so happy to be with us.
Look at those arms. Hey, come on. Someone's retired from music and has become a fitness model since the last time we saw him, man. Absolutely awesome to have John back. You know, I can't wait to catch up with him and obviously to hear him perform. And then we're in the kitchen.
Yes, we're going to be making fish and chips. Michaela is also here with us, bringing her energy, bringing the vibes for this Thursday, again, while G just eats, because this is what he does. I'm working hard, telling you guys what is happening, and he is just
I'm
eating.
just chilling, man.
Are you trying to get into the
That's
fitness
really
model
good.
now?
No, this is good for my belly. It's great.
Great. So while he does that, we'll see you after this.
Care is bringing passion to everything you do.
Proving good taste and good values go hand in hand.
Care is what goes into every single cup of Nespresso.
Made with care. Hecho con cuidado.
Nespresso. What else?
Yeah, 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. Kan ek net 'n bietjie room reverb kry? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, 1 2. I belong with you. You belong with me, and my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, and my sweetheart. One, two. 1 2 1 2. Net nog een klein beetje. 1 2 1 1 2 1. 1 1 2 1. I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. Unplug. Hulle kan net die vocals 'n klein bietjie lig in die monitor. Ja. Laat ek nie so op die mic sing nie.
30 seconds, John actually just okay, ja. Kom ons gooi maar. Kyk, dan is dit weer mic vol, so teken maar so te deel. So vir die next episode. Okay.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Your timing is perfect. John Neal is back. We know that he's a fantastic singer, songwriter with a passion for writing music and performing. But what you might not know is that he actually started out as a street busker many, many moons ago. And now look at him. He's here on national TV performing just for you. And before we get to know him a little bit more, let's take a listen to what this incredible gent sounds like.
I played my songs everywhere I went. On this highway that leads to nowhere, I heard that someday we all get to go there, but only the good ones, but only the good ones.
Where is he going? Nobody knows, but we love him. John is back. A very warm Expresso welcome, Mr. John Neal!
What's up, guys?
How long has it been since you've been here the last time?
Sorry, I was here the other day.
It felt like the other day.
Don't mess with my head. I've lost all concept of like space and time.
Yeah, it was around May, so
it was my birthday. You sang for me for my birthday. I'm sure that's what happened, hey? Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that. No, we love you, dude. We love your voice. We love having you perform for us. But we love the fact that you're happy and you're healthy, clearly. Look at you, dude.
I just lost weight, man.
You look great, dude.
Thank you.
I mean, look at those arms. I mean, I'm looking at the screen right now.
No, man.
Music video is still
was
playing.
a bit like fit. I don't know.
No, you look, clearly you seem happy and healthy. How have the last few months, I know we aren't quite out of lockdown, but it does feel like we are getting back to some normality. Are you feeling like world's okay?
Yeah, I have to be honest, the last month has been better.
Great.
Yeah, it seems like we're transitioning into the better life or the normal life.
Have you had an audience yet?
Yeah, I played a show, it was fully packed. There was about 3 people the other day.
Wow.
Fully, no.
Did they hold up their lighter? Their one lighter,
and everything.
yeah.
No, everything seems to get back to normal now. Yeah.
Brilliant,
I've got a super busy 3 months.
Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I mean, just, you know, with coming off the release of your debut album earlier this year called Long Time Coming, what's the reception been to your first album?
You know, I'm really blessed this was my first album, and I'm so happy to say that at least 4 of the tracks out of the 11 made it onto South African radio playlist.
Really? Wow.
So I feel like I thought maybe 1 or 2 I would be so lucky, but I got 4 now, and hopefully the 5th one soon. Yeah. So
does that kind of feel like you found the formula? Because I know it's such a difficult line to walk as a singer-songwriter. You want to kind of do what you stay true to who you are, but you also need to sell records and you need to get onto radio, and there is a formula to that.
I'm sure.
Do you kind of feel like you've clicked, you've figured that out?
Well, I think since I listened to a lot of pop stuff over the years with all of the alternative stuff, I tried to blend that a little bit, and I just did something right with a few of these songs. So, yeah, particularly Red Dress, that's another song that I performed on the show. Just seems like that song is sort of taking off. Oh, you guys got it on the screen?
There we go.
We do have it on the screen right now.
So it's just slowly but surely is sort of happening. But I'm always so happy to see you guys. I really miss you when I'm not here.
Yeah, man, we miss you, dude. We miss being able to see you perform. The First Thing. What is The First Thing?
Yeah, this is a song, that's the only song off the album that I didn't write.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a beautiful lady called Liesel Ollers, and she's an international actress, but she also writes music.
Oh, wow.
So she, yeah.
To her.
She WhatsApp me or social media at me at DMs.
Your
She
arms
slid
just
into the
saying.
DMs. You're allowed to say that.
The guns, man.
And she said, I write music, and if you're keen on listening to this track, and if you like it, you can maybe
Would you
just
like
put
to
it
go
on your
grab
album.
dinner? No.
So, no, you want to get married? Hey, girl. What I did was I said, yeah, I'll listen to the track, definitely. And I loved the song. She sent me a voice note. So I heard the whole song in my head as I listened to this voice note. And I just produced the track, and it's a pretty cool song. I'm going to strip it down today. It's just guitar.
Yes.
But the full album song, the album track is a whole lot of drums, guitars, violins, and everything. So
Sure.
yeah.
Incredible. Well, I can't wait to hear John Neal perform on your Feel Good Breakfast show. He's bringing us 3 performances throughout the morning, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay here as we get to know him throughout the morning.
Well, I know John Neal is going to love this recipe because he loves food, and the best kind of comfort food will always be homemade, and we've got just the recipe for you. Now, one of the best food duos out there undoubtedly has to be fish and chips. And our Snowflake crispy battered fish is the perfect family-friendly recipe for a yummy night in. Not only is the Snowflake flop-proof range convenient for those irresistible sweet treats and bakes, but it is also your partner in the kitchen when you're cooking up delectable savory meals too. And like I said, who better than Michaela to be here this morning to show us how it's done. Hello, Mama.
Hello.
How
I
you
thought
doing?
we were the best duo.
We are. We should totally get like a duo
Which one
name.
of us is fish and which one's chips?
You the fish girl. You can be the fish. I can be the chips.
Okay.
Is that fine with you?
Okay, cool. That's fine.
You're happy?
Yeah.
When I say fish and chips, what memory comes to mind?
Friday nights, you had to have fish and chips because my parentals are Catholic.
Okay.
So every Friday, no meat allowed.
I think in another life we were actually family. We were related. We were totally family. I see you trying to figure out the cups thing. Are you good?
I realize there's no half a cup in here, so
you'll just take
I'm
half a
just
cup.
making it work.
Take us through the recipe. Take us through it. It smells amazing. Fish and chips is that staple. It is a Friday kind of dish. It's like after that long weekend, you just go, and usually you go and buy it. But I like the fact that it's homemade because it's fresh and it's hot, and you can just get into there. And the chips has to be crispy. So, girl, show us your ways.
So, are we doing this today because tomorrow is Friday, so that people can make this tomorrow?
That's exactly it. It's Klein Vrydag. It's a small Friday, so it's preparation for the weekend.
We're so smart, eh?
We are so smart.
So smart.
We are definitely. So a half a cup, I know?
No, so full cup.
Full cup.
Of snowflake flour. Okay. Okay. Then the half a cup was for the cornstarch.
Got it.
But now I'm just going to fill up half of a 1 cup. There we go.
Which is half a cup. That's what it is,
Yeah.
Michaela. Now, of course, we are going to be using the snowflake corn flour and the baking powder. And the secret to the crispy batter, because that is the perfection of a fish and chips, is a combination of both the snowflake cake flour as well as the corn flour to give you just that crunchy crust perfect for the delicate proteins like fish. And again, the addition of the baking powder gives you that light and also airy texture so that the end result is not too dense, because you want, when you bite into it, that...
Look at you with your spitting some knowledge.
Yeah, you know, I learn from the best, everybody. I learn from the best. What would I do without you guys? Chef Clem. Joking.
No, Clementine is great, so yeah.
You got your milk. So you put salt and pepper in?
Yes, and some baking powder, just so it gives that bit of a puff to the actual batter. Yeah. We add some milk.
Normal milk?
Yes.
Got it.
And then the additional key is sparkling water. And you know, if you're feeling a little bit naughty, you could substitute this with a cider or a beer for a beer batter.
Beer batter, yes.
Yeah.
Which I've also only learned recently. So again, thank you for the tips, chefs. I don't know what I would do without you guys. My fish would probably be so like broken and flaky, but this is everything that just holds it all together.
I wonder what else you could substitute it with.
But you can even do it in like a non-alcoholic beer, because it's all about that bubble or something, like the fizziness of it.
Maybe like if you choose like a good cider, it could add like a whole different flavor profile.
Like a cherry fish or
no.
No? We're not doing that? Can you imagine?
Maybe like
a
apricot or something, like a peachy, apricot-y, maybe.
Okay, you make yours and I'll make mine, and
Okay,
then we'll do a
feed
taste
them
test.
to some unknown suspect.
Yeah,
and then-
for sure. The
Yeah.
boys will eat it. And we have
Okay.
a beautiful piece of hake. Love hake.
Fresh hake, and that is boiling our oil. And you just want to dip, and carry the bowl across because you don't want to drip it across your whole entire kitchen.
Get that. Oh. Did you hear the sound? Even our sound.
Yeah.
On point. It was together. Beautiful. Obviously, you have to make sure that oil is nice and hot so that when you put it in, gets a good fry, gets a golden batter going as well.
Yes.
And then how do you
Look
know?
at it go.
How do you know if it's ready?
So hake is quite like a light, fluffy fish. So you don't want to give it too long, just until it's like golden brown. And then take it out, let it rest for a little while, just to let the internal cooking time carry on. Yeah, and you want to drain it, because obviously this is going to be a bit oily afterwards.
Okay.
But in a good kind of way, because everyone loves a good old oily.
Just look at that. It's a golden brownness to it.
Wow. She pretty?
I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Happy?
Jamie, could you bring me the plate, please?
I can. I was just standing here and looking at you and looking at the wonders of this beautiful piece of fish.
We do that all the time, though. We just stand and look at each other.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Well, actually, I think
we just stay.
I think it's just me standing looking at you, admiring your beauty.
You're making me awkward now. I'm gonna walk away. Can you put the fish there? No, Jackie, I'll keep it up. I'll put it there for you. Oh, that is stunning. That's my piece of fish, by the way.
Okay.
You still need to do yours.
But it's also like 6 o'clock in the morning, so who's going to be eating this?
Me?
What?
Do you know, like we eat, I'm not gonna eat it now, I'll eat it a bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we eat anything. We eat chocolate cake for breakfast, we eat cupcakes, we eat everything. ExpressoShow.com, everybody. ExpressoShow.com. That is where you're going to find the recipe, because it is going to be amazing. It is mouth-watering. It is beautiful. And again, if you are going to do this for the weekend, this is the recipe just for you. But also, did you know that you also stand a chance to win great prizes for creating your own homemade happiness with Snowflake? Well, simply purchase a Snowflake product and keep your till slip as proof of purchase. And then what you have to do is visit the Snowflake Facebook page and post a picture of your creation, maybe even a selfie with your Snowflake product using the hashtag #SnowflakeHomemade. You could be the lucky winner of a 2,500 Rand cash prize or a voucher to the value of 2,500 Rand. And remember, those T's and C's do apply and can be found on expressoshow.com or snowflake.co.za. But it is smelling good in here. I'm going to put this on here just so that we can plate it beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm about the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Our family would be proud. What? Why are you looking at it like that? Fish and chips. Voila.
We just need some tea sauce.
Tea sauce. We'll get some tea sauce.
Yeah.
Voila.
Oh, crisis. What am I gonna make? Okay. Cheese. All right. Tomato. Cheese. Okay. Bread. They're gonna be here in an hour and I really don't know what I'm gonna make. Hectic. Ah, of course. Expresso comes in to save the day. That's the one.
In a pickle over what delicious meal to make next? Get inspired by the wide variety of mouth-watering recipes that you can follow along on our exclusive food YouTube channel or on our website, expressoshow.com.
Ah, perfect. Just in time. About time. Come on in, guys.
This looks good.
Oh, you know how I do, Lena.
Yes. Recap our recipes whenever, wherever with Expresso.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, looks like a beautiful new story-driven action-adventure game. It's got its all. That's done in the most stunning art style, I am told, and it's certainly got Grant Hines' attention, and he connects with us right now to tell us a little bit more. How you doing, buddy?
Graham, I am so happy. I'm level 9,000 today. We're playing a game called Bridge of Spirits. It's a very exciting game, because I just don't find there too many new games out these days. So with that whole new aesthetic or new storylines or whatever, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So this is Kenna, and this is the world we're in, but it looks like a Pixar studio. So the studio that worked on this game actually was an animation studio first before they were game developers, and it shows. Look how beautiful this game looks. Look at this. Look at this.
It's like a graphic novel come to life, man. Absolutely beautiful. So maybe a good place to start with is the narrative. What's the storyline here?
Okay, so without giving too much away, the whole idea is that Kenna is like a fictional, it's set in a fictional world, of course, it's not in the real world, and it's kind of like the spiritual hub. So everything is around you is kind of in spirit. So let me show you what my spirit abilities are. I've got this spirit orb, and I can use it to show you like a little bit of the environment, which is very cool. You play Kenna, the main character, and part of the game is you have to collect these wisps. There we go. Look at these wisps on the floor. Can you see them? Aww. Look at them. Look how cute these things are. Oh, look at them! Cute. They are the best part of this game. Anyway, they're literally one of my favorite parts of this game. Yeah, you can get little caps and stuff, and you put little hats on them. I've actually put a little mushroom on this guy's head, and then they just follow you around. And then you can do a whole bunch of stuff I want to sit down and play with them, and look how beautiful. Yeah.
I love it. So from a gameplay perspective, obviously it looks like it's set in the most rich and beautiful setting, and then you get to explore this, some fast-paced combat, I'm told. What's this world like? What will game players get out of their experience there?
So it is an action-adventure game. It's third person, so you run around this world. It's a lot I've heard people explain it as The Legend of Zelda, but PlayStation's answer to that. So that's what's happening here. So it's got a lot of that exploration, and you've got a lot of abilities that you can upgrade and grow as you progress. And you're obviously in this beautiful world that's being unlocked. It's a big open world, and it's being kind of attacked by it's like a rot that's coming over the world, and you are there to purify the space. So this mask, all these things are they have spiritual in the world that they've got spiritual importance, and you collect them and then also apply are given abilities and grow as a character. So Kenna does get stronger as the game progresses, that's what you want to do. And because it's open world, there are hours and hours of play through the world. And it's family friendly. It's a beautifully told story. It makes me feel like I'm playing a Pixar film in reality, which is, we've come to the stage in games, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but we've come to the stage in video games where games are meeting what we expect the cinema animated films to look like. And Kenna is there. PlayStation 5, top of the range, new hardware, and a studio that focused on animation is now branching out into gameplay, and they haven't dropped the ball on gameplay, but they definitely haven't dropped the ball on animation. So not only is it completely immersive, but also the fact that they've really nailed a very simple gameplay style. We all know games like this where you explore the world and you level up as a person. The role-playing games, action adventure genres. To have a new story set in a new universe in a familiar way, playing it in a familiar way, was actually quite refreshing for me.
Dude, I'm going to ask you, just give it one number, my friend, because you seem quite emotionally invested in this beauty here. How would you rate this game?
I would probably rate it a 9 out of 10.
Really?
It's good. It's good. Maybe that's a little bit high. I think a lot of other maybe reviewers would disagree with me, but because they've done all of the fundamental stuff so well, I want to give them credit. And if you are interested in games, there's going to be a lot of games coming out over Christmas, and there's going to be a lot of games looking for your attention. And sometimes it's the quiet games that look good, that are the whole family can participate in, that are going to leave the biggest impression for you for years to come.
Oh, it looks beautiful. It looks like the gameplay is great. And if it's got your stamp of approval, buddy, that's enough of an endorsement for me. You go and let your spirit soar, my friend. Enjoy getting stuck into that, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us, as always, and bringing us what looks like a gem. It looks beautiful. And I love the fact, like you say, it's open to the whole family, something I could sit down and play with my boy and still get the same amount of enjoyment out for myself. You guys at home better stick around. We've got more tech talk on the way with Grant Hines coming up in just a moment.
Oh, thank you, G. Well, you know what? We want to work on a little bit of fitness. And speaking of gamers, they sit a lot. And when it comes to a seated workout, there is so much more to it than just movements. Chair-based exercises will help develop your cardio fitness, your muscular strength, and flexibility. And for gamers, while the actual playing of the game can be stimulating to the mind, it's not really conducive to physical activity. It doesn't have to be that way, though, because with all the loading screens and the updates that takes place, and that's all part of the gaming world, why not use that time to get the blood pumping? And we have personal trainer Donne Marines here to join us to show us how it's done. And this is perfect for the gamers while your games load, so you don't need a lot of time. This is exciting.
Yes.
It's great to be doing a workout with you.
And you. I'm excited to be here and to show you guys how all the exercises you can do with your chairs. So we're going to start with a sit to stand. This is basically a squat. So you're going to have your feet out in line with your hips, arms out in front of you, and all we're going to do is literally sit back and stand up. Okay. And we can go for about 10 reps of these and pushing your weight into your heels. 2, that's perfect. 3, up, nice. And if you want, you can even add a jump to this. So sit back and jump up. That's it. Good.
Go, and that will
up. That will
the
get
heart rate going.
Exactly. 2, 3. Let's do one more of these and up. That's it. Okay. Next one we're going to do is mountain climbers. So we're going to place our hands on our chairs, just underneath the shoulders. And going into a plank position, we're going to alternate bringing the knees up to the chest. In this position, you want to pull your belly button in towards your spine and just alternating. You can obviously, again, speed this up.
Yes.
So you can go like that, or you can keep it slow, focus on the core. 2, 1, and done.
I think the secret with mountain climbers is to really focus on your core and breathing.
Yes, exactly. So especially if we slow them down, that's a good way to get the core going. And then we're going to go into tricep dips. So we're going to place our hands in the front of the chair, legs bent, and we're going to bend our arms backwards and push up. Again, keeping the core tight, chest up and shoulders back.
There we go. These are good. If you don't have a chair, I know we are doing chair-based exercises, but your table can work, especially if it's a low profit table. Even a step outside if you want to get some fresh air.
Exactly. There's so many things you can use around your house if you don't have lots of equipment. Let's do one more. And up, that's it.
I think that's the thing I've really been enjoying about my fitness journey, was not having to be in a gym, but being able to use what you have on hand. And even when I was in Johannesburg, there wasn't a lot of time.
Yes.
But at least I could still do a full body weight workout, and there was always a chair handy.
So
I wish I'd known this sooner.
So the next one we're going to do is sitting on the edge of your chair. You're going to lean back, put your hands behind you, straighten your legs, and then crunching in, bringing the knees up like that. Again, focusing on the core, and you can do 10 to 15 reps of these each side. 4, good. And up, 1 more each side.
This really is making me quite hot.
Done. That's it.
It is a proper workout.
It is. And you can do about 3 sets of them. So you can do it in a circuit if you want, or you can do the one 3 times and then move on to the next one. And that's the workout.
And I know as a personal trainer, you know, when you finish these, it's so important to also do a little bit of a stretch.
Yes.
Do you have some stretching movements for us to do? You know, if you've now, as a gamer, especially you're sitting on your chair quite a bit, you're behind your desk, even for people that aren't gamers, a lot of us are working from home.
Yes.
So just a few quick stretching moments, just to really get, you know, just to loosen up the limbs a little.
Yes, so we can start seated like this, and you can take your one leg over the other, like that, pushing this knee down. You're just going to reach over onto that side, and you will feel that in this glute on this side. So if you can, get your hands onto the floor, onto your foot, however low you can go, and just make sure you're pushing that leg down on the other side.
Oh, fantastic.
Can you feel that?
Stretch.
This is a nice stretch here.
Good stretch.
And then we'll do the other side as well.
Yeah, stretching is something I think a lot of people, you're so focused on the workout and you get the workout done, but you forget to like give your muscles some recovery stretches.
And stretching is very important, and so is warming up as well.
This is a good one. I think, what would you say is the best time to really get into stretching? As a personal trainer, how would you encourage your clients to get into a little bit more stretching?
So I try and do lots of stretches with them at the end of their training just to get them familiar with it. So I keep the routine the same so that it can stick.
Yes.
And they can do it on their own. And I do encourage this, but sometimes it does take a little bit more than that because a lot of people don't like stretching because it hurts.
Yes.
But it is good. So if you do it more often, eventually it won't hurt anymore.
That's the goal. For it to not hurt and you to become more flexible.
And then we're going to place our hands behind us and then just roll the shoulders back, push the chest up so you're lengthening the spine. There we go, perfect. And then we're going to drop the shoulders in, rounding the spine. So this is good for the back. Good, and then opening up again.
There we go. Well, I'm feeling much better already, Donnay. Thank you so much for this incredible workout. I hope you enjoyed it, this nice little gamers workout. And in fact, if you're not a gamer and you spend a lot of time at your desk, it is still the perfect workout to do with your chair. Well, Donnay, it's so great to have you here. Where can people stay in touch with you?
So on my Instagram, I'm Donnay_Marinis, and then also Facebook, Donnay Personal Training, and then also on the Sudo app, I will be launching mid-October.
Oh,
it's an app that you can subscribe to and train with me literally from anywhere. Which is amazing.
Well, now you also know how to do it from the comfort of your own chair.
Yes.
Simple as CBD should be.
Yes, Mzansi, stand a chance of winning up to 3,000 Rand in cash prizes when you play the Maynard's hashtag The Juicy Kaboom game Fridays right here on Expresso.
Come join in on the fun and play the hashtag Juicy Kaboom game live with us and Maynard's every Friday until the 15th of October for your chance to win big cash prizes 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, now to enter, visit the Expresso Facebook and Twitter page and comment on the Maynard's competition post of the week. You know, T's and C's apply.
Juicy Kaboom! It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. I want to do a bit of a throwback Thursday on this Thursday. Okay, I want you to think back to songs like, you know, Weekend Special. Special, yeah, you can go there. Burnout, you know, now through to more recent songs like Sister Bettina.
Oh, I love it.
Or maybe even Jerusalem, okay?
Modern
now, what
classic.
do all of these tracks have in common, you may ask yourself? Well, they all, at some point or another, have served as the soundtrack to South Africans' lives. It is the anthem, as we absolutely adore our homegrown hits.
Yeah.
Now, one song that has just been released and is already on its way to being touted as the song of the summer, it is here. It is Osama by Zakes Bantwini and Kasango, seeing immense popularity on TikTok. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's take a look at how it's being used.
You can do
bake,
anything.
You can work out,
You can
everything.
flex your lats. Doesn't matter. So this morning we are being joined right now by DJ, producer, radio newscaster, and of course TikToker extraordinaire Omar Morto to learn more about how this hit track is being used and should be used on this platform. Buddy, welcome to it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah.
Hey, Whitney on the shirt.
Yeah, you know, representing the old school.
100%, bro. I'm old, so I appreciate that, man. I love it. No, it's really good to have you here, and I love the fact that you are you are getting it right. You are using these new media tools as they should be used, and you're getting acclaim, obviously, on TikTok, but you're using it outside of that space to propel yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously, very successful DJ, producer. You wear many, many hats at the moment, which we're going to delve into a little bit, but you've achieved success with Under the Sun back in 2018, more recently with Tonight featuring the awesome Paddy Monroe. How have you been able to do this, and what kind of role has your following and your influence online been able to lend to that?
I'll be very honest. The music and the TikTok don't exist in the same universe.
Really?
Yeah, I started TikToking with the idea that, okay, cool, I'm going to use this as a tool to promote my brand, to promote my music, and all those things. But at some point, I just realized this is not the thing. I'm just going to use the nerdy side of me and bring people in that way, because I mean a lot of people have different personalities under one brand, under one name, and it's just awesome to showcase who you are and all the facets that you are, and TikTok is one of those apps that just lets you.
So now you have like an alter ego.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
I mean,
Is Whitney your alter ego?
no.
Start.
No, I like to think of myself as a David Bowie man.
Okay,
Oh, I love that, dude.
But it's good to find a balance, and I mean, we get to interview big stars, people that have like 1 million followers.
Yeah.
We have 29K followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
How do you stay relevant? How do you create a market and make sure that whatever you're putting out there is of top quality? Because I mean, you think of people that does TikTok, this is their job. This is all that they do. They spend hours on it. The girl that we spoke to last week, she does 3 a day, and it takes a lot of time.
It's not just like recording on your phone. You've got to put in some back-end efforts,
I'll be very honest.
Again. Okay.
Yeah,
Love that for you.
You can literally just take out your phone, spend the 15 seconds that you need to use for a sound, and you can go viral for it. You don't need high production value. You don't need super extreme lights that you guys have in studio. You literally just be yourself for 15 seconds, and that's how it happens.
Is that the key? Authenticity?
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
the hook?
No, exactly. It's in contrast to all the other social media platforms where you have to present this perfect facade. On TikTok, people respect and appreciate authenticity. They just want you to be you.
because they've been presented with these pretty images for the last 20 years.
So you haven't worn a bikini once?
Not one.
Not once.
If maybe I should. Maybe that'll get me to a
if you hit 50K, will you do it?
Yeah.
Just for us?
Yeah, I'll do that.
And do it to Osama.
No, I'll tag you.
But we obviously see Osama now. The song is being used for baking.
Yeah.
How have you used that song on your platform?
So far, because I do what's called edutainment content. I've been using it. I mean, last week I got stuck up in a tree without a ladder, so I figured I'm in a tree. Let me do some information about how oxygen doesn't only come from trees; it comes from the ocean as well. So I used Osama. Yeah, exactly, from algae and plankton. So I just use Osama for that. So it applies to anything. And it's going to be the song of the summer, definitely.
It's a treffer. It's going to definitely be a treffer.
It's going viral. And how would you suggest a person approaches using this song in their videos?
I feel like, look, the song almost feels ethereal in what it gives you as a listener. So if you are feeling good vibes, I think it pairs perfectly with anything that gives you a good feeling. If you're driving 120 kilometers while you're not supposed to, or if you are baking and that gives you a good feeling, if you're having an exercise session and you're feeling the endorphins pumping, use the song.
Seeing that you're being very honest with us today, what is your all-time favorite Mzansi song?
Burnout.
Burnout?
Really?
Yeah, Burnout and Letambulu's Kilimanjaro. Those two songs are my favorite South African.
Because they get the club jumping, They get them jumping. Well, here's the thing. Do you think Osama will be the song of the summer? It seems that all indications are pointing to that. It can definitely be the song of your next TikTok, and we've shown you how you can do it. A massive thanks to the very honest Omar for breaking down how the song's popularity can be seen on TikTok, and you heard it from him. If something inspires you, it's got that beautiful ethereal feel, this could be the soundtrack that gets you to 29K followers.
I'm just going to sip tea on this.
I'm just waiting for 50K in the bikini.
Is that what you do? It is what it is.
Well, it's only going to get sweeter from here, my friends, because we're going to venture back into the world of tech and in particular gaming to look at some visually stunning new additions.
Yes, what is up, Mzansi? We're back in studio with Grant Hines, our tech and gaming guru. Now, from visually stunning new RPG games like Kenner Bridge of Spirits to games like Overwatch and Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, yes, that's the one, and beyond, we're taking a look at other breathtaking games that look so good that you could even say that they need their own animated movies. Grant Hines, how you doing, brother?
I'm so good. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time because we were so close for so long to getting games that look like Pixar films, and now we're getting there.
From what I remember back in the day on the older consoles, it's something that I literally dreamed about. But look, let's get into it, man. What are some of the games that you feel look absolutely real and like real animated movies?
So I'm going to try a bunch of genres. The first game I want to bring up is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, Ori and the Will of the Wisps came out on Xbox and is out on a bunch of different platforms. And what's very exciting about Ori is that it's a 2D platformer, but they've really spent a lot of time in that two-dimensional animation, and it looks absolutely stunning. The lighting effects are like real, they reflect off the environment, the way that the creatures animate. It reminds me a little bit of those old animated movies from like the 80s. They've got a very distinctive like way that they're animated, and I think Ori takes a leaf out of that book, and it looks absolutely incredible. The second game that I want to talk about is something that's probably more akin to like our age group growing up, and this t-shirt over here. Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z. Now, there is a way of animating two-dimensional animations in a video game. So remember, Dragon Ball Z and a lot of the animes that you watch were traditionally hand-drawn, and for a lot of the time they are. So you'll see there are a lot of tricks in the animation, like they don't really show the face. If somebody's talking, they'll show the other person's like response to the other person talking, so they don't have to do lip sync and that. So anyway, so Dragon Ball Z is very hard to animate, and they've actually kind of got it really good in Fighter Z. So it's called cell shading, and what they do is they take a 3D object and they kind of flatten it out and make it look hand-drawn and kind of render each of the frames as if they were hand-drawn, and it looks so convincing because when you go into like a huge battle and then come back out of the battle into the animation, like the actual fighting animation, it looks like it's completely seamless. They look like they're the same thing. So it's such an impressive way of animating. So Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z, I think is really good. Ratchet and Clank, we did a Rift Apart. We did a couple of weeks ago on the show. And to me, it just blew my mind how good looking that game is. And also, it comes down to animation quality, ray tracing. So ray tracing is a new technology where you render physical light in the game. And we'll be talking about it throughout the year because that's kind of the big draw card for the new consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, and any big new graphics card that should come up. There's that light when it actually hits subjects, the actual light is being rendered as opposed to it being simulated in the past. So if you walk past a mirror in a game, they would have to usually simulate the reflection or not have the reflection at all. Now with ray tracing, it's actually reflecting the object that is walking in front of the mirror. So if you're walking in a city, like in Spider-Man, you'll see those reflections. And then Ratchet & Clank is a great example. It looks so realistic and so immersive. And those lighting effects coupled with the actual animation style is just... It's perfect. It's perfect. It's amazing. Overwatch is another game that I wanted to chat about quickly. I'll just brush over it fast. But the way that they have pioneered animation to differentiate different characters in the game is super important to even just the way you play the game because it's a competitive shooter. So you should be able to see a character walking at a distance and see its silhouette and understand who that character is and identify it. And then lastly, the game that we spoke about now is Kana. And like I've got the camera mode out here, and I just want to show you a little bit of how good this is. So like I'm just focusing in on the character and look at the lighting effects on her face. Look at the hair. Look how the hair shimmers with the sun. Remember the source of light is the sun over here. I can even do lens flares for you.
I was just going to say, this is recreating an experience that I have when I go out into the woods and hike. It's giving me that feel, man. That's really realistic.
And it's nice when you're in lockdown, when we've been the whole year, been locked down, you know, and we couldn't do those kind of things, to be able to do that. And as a child as well, if you're a kid at home playing games, like you can't always go out into the woods to walk, unfortunately. That's just not how it works. And if you are a nature head, you can use video games and these experiences to escape and use your imagination and experience it, which is really good. I'm going to take this photo.
I love this. I love the fact that we're having the opportunity to almost, in a sense, travel and experience almost anything in the world. And it's feeling so real. Grant Hines, it's always a pleasure connecting with you and to talk about the latest in gaming and the industry. And I wish you nothing but a beautiful day, man.
Thanks, Rahul. Cheers, guys.
That's all the tech that we were looking for and everything to get excited by. And until next week, we'll see you for some more. Universe Direct sources and sells quality refurbished PCs, laptops, servers, switches, tablets, and cell phones. Universe Direct is South Africa's largest distributor of refurbished IT equipment, offering an ongoing guarantee of equipment, on-site and remote service. From our factory to your door, anywhere in the universe, direct.
welcome back. First hour done and dusted. It's been a cracker, and the next 2 hours are going to be just the same. Why? Because we got John Neal in the house. Yes, he's going to be putting those arms to good use, and he's going to be playing his guitar, and he's going to be singing just for you.
Oh, looking forward to that. And also still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we're going to talk about the legalities around renovating your home. So much to discuss. That's coming up. But first, here's Jamie with the news.
1 minute past 7 o'clock, time to have another look at those news headlines, starting with your national news. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday said he was due to speak to Prime Minister Boris Johnson concerning the UK's severe restrictions for travellers arriving from South Africa. The UK has placed South Africa on its coronavirus red list, forcing travellers into a pricey hotel quarantine on arrival. Ramaphosa said it's preferable to find a solution through engagement and insisted that the UK's decision to impose the travel restrictions was scientifically rather than politically driven. Before the pandemic, more than 400,000 visitors a year flocked to South Africa. And then the Special Investigating Unit report into the multi-million rand Digital Vibes COVID-19 communication contract has revealed damning findings against former Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize, his family and close associates. President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday authorized the publication of the final report. The company, owned by Tahera Matha and Nadira Mita, was awarded 150 million rand to provide communication during the COVID-19 pandemic last year. The 114-page report details how the contract was unlawfully awarded, with the tender process having reportedly been set up to favor Digital Vibes. And then on the international front, France's decision to slash the number of visas of citizens from Algeria and Morocco have drawn angry responses from the two countries. France announced on Tuesday it would halve the number of visas available to Moroccans and Algerians and reduce by a third those available to Tunisians. It accused the three North African countries of failing to cooperate over the return of their nationals denied visas by France. Algeria summoned the French ambassador to formally protest, and Morocco called the decision unjustified. France rewards COVID-19 workers with citizenship. And then meanwhile, President Kais Saied yesterday named a geologist as Tunisia's first women prime minister. Saied requested Najla Bouden Romdane, a professor, to form a government. Saied said Bouden's appointment honored Tunisian women, and he requested her to name a cabinet as soon as possible. He said the new government should confront corruption and respond to the demands of Tunisians in all fields, including health, transport and education. Saied also appointed a woman, Nadia Akacha, as his chief of staff, who is his closest and most powerful aide. And now for some great news for the world of entertainment and for South Africa. World-famous South African comedian and host of The Daily Show in the US, Trevor Noah, has given back to those in need. He has donated 8 million rand to a local project on behalf of the Trevor Noah Foundation and in partnership with Youth Build South Africa. Now, this is a joint response to the pressing issues surrounding impoverished communities throughout the country. Now, with the quality of infrastructure being one issues of many, 56% of South African teachers have reported a shortage of physical infrastructure, hindering their ability to provide the necessary learning environment. Youth Build South Africa mobilizes young adults between the ages of 17 and 29 to improve their lives and communities. The goal is to address school infrastructure needs while supporting as well as developing the skills of unemployed youth. Noah said, and I quote, "Today's kids are told to be the leaders of tomorrow, but they're not given the tools. We're creating life-changing opportunities for South Africa youth. We all deserve to achieve our fullest potential, no matter where we come from." On that note, that is where I wrap up your 7 o'clock news headlines. I will be back on the top of the hour. G is standing by with another look at the sports.
Let's start with boxing, and possibly the writing's been on the wall for a while now. 8th Division World Champion Manny Pacquiao has announced his official retirement from boxing as he now pursues his presidential campaign for 2022. Pacquiao finished his 26-year, 72-fight career with 62 wins, 8 losses and 2 draws, with the 42-year-old's final fight being a defeat on points by Cuba's Yadentis Lleras in Las Vegas last month. And the Pac-Man, as he was affectionately known, won 12 world titles and is the only fighter in history to win titles in 8 different weight classes in a class of his own. Pacquiao entered politics back in 2010 when he won a seat in the lower house of the Philippines Congress before being elected for a 6-year term in the upper chamber in 2016. He's promised to fight poverty and warned that corrupt politicians will soon find themselves in jail. Now, great news on the rugby front, certainly for the women's game. Springbok women's centre Zinhle Mpupa has signed a 1-year deal with English club the Exeter Chiefs, making her now the second South African female player to pen a professional deal in Europe. Mpupa has played in 7 tests for the Springbok women since her international debut back in 2018 and will become the first woman from South Africa to take up a professional contract in the Allianz Premier 15s. The 27-year-old follows in the footsteps of Babalwa Lacha, who of course joined a club in Spain on a professional contract in 2020. Then on to football. Football's most prestigious Ballon d'Or award will be awarded on the 29th of November in Paris. So the nominees for the awards, which includes Men's and Women's Player of the Year, Best Young Player and Best Goalkeeper, will be announced on the 8th of October. 6-time winner Lionel Messi and Megan Rapinoe won the awards the last time out, of course, in 2019. Last year's event was cancelled because of the coronavirus pandemic, adding even more gravitas to this year's edition. Then on to basketball. NBA players who are not vaccinated against COVID-19 will have to comply with a long list of restrictions to take part in the upcoming season. So vaccination is not mandatory, but at this stage, 90% of players have received the jab. Vaccinated players will only be tested if they show symptoms or a close contact of a person with a positive case. Unvaccinated players, however, will have to undergo daily testing prior to entering a team facility, participating in team-organized activities, or just interacting with other players and coaches. If you missed any of those details, we'll do it again at 8 o'clock right now. Let's get a global weather perspective, as crazy as it is, and get some of those temperatures here in SA.
And it is quite crazy at the moment. Graham, starting off with lava from the erupting volcano on Spain's La Palma Island has reached the Atlantic Ocean, raising fears of explosions and toxic gases being released. Clouds of white steam were seen rising as a red-hot current made contact with the water. This could trigger a chemical reaction which can irritate the skin and eyes and affect breathing. Hundreds of homes have been destroyed since the Cumbre Vieja volcano on the Canary Islands erupted on the 19th of September. Some 6,000 people were evacuated as the lava engulfed houses, schools, and some banana plantations. There are also fears that parts of the shoreline could now collapse, triggering explosions. Spanish authorities have declared La Palma, the most northwesterly island of the archipelago off the North African coast, a disaster zone. And next, we move on to showcasing some of the beautiful sunrise photos that have been sent through to us from you, and that's via our Facebook page. For your 7 o'clock update, Pashan Moodley from Rietvlei in Pretoria shared this fresh and crisp looking morning overlooking his area as the day begins. Samuel B. Jacobs II from Beaufort West captured another stunning silhouetted photo showing off the glowing orange skyline as the sun comes up over the horizon. Thank you so much for those beautiful images, and if you would love to submit a gorgeous sunrise photo, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page. Let's quickly get into your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 13 with a high of 22. Mbombela 16 reaching a high of 20. Pretoria 14, 26. Some thunder showers in Johannesburg today, 13 with a high of 24. Mahikeng, your low is 15, your high 28. Klerksdorp 15, 29. Kimberley 15 with a high of 27. Bloemfontein, some thunder showers with a low of 12, a high of 25. Richards Bay 17, 22. Pietermaritzburg rainy with a low of 15, a high of 19. Durban wet conditions with a low of 18, reaching a high of 21. Mthatha 12 with a high of 19. Rain can be expected in East London today, a low of 15, a high of 18. Cradock 10, 22. Gqeberha 15 with a high of 18 and a 71% chance of rain. If you're in George, partly cloudy with a high of 17. Cape Town, partly cloudy, 14's your low, 22 your high. Worcester 9 reaching a high of 23. Sutherland 4 with a high of 20. And Uppington a low of 15 with a high of 32 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather for now. Another update coming your way at 8 o'clock.
For that weather report, but now it's time for the music, and his music is doing the rounds on radio. You may have heard him. We're talking about John Neal himself, and he's going to perform Just the Two of Us. Take it away.
Woo. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the light comes shining through. And when those rainbows in my mind made me think of you sometime, I wanna spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not to those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Oh, you and I. Oh, we look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Oh, you and I.
Woo! Come on! I forgot how talented you were, and this is just a reminder. You're great. Mr. John Neal, everybody. He's going to be around with so much more. We've got more sweet sounds coming your way, so don't go anywhere. But do let us know what you thought of that performance. Expresso Morning Show on S3.
rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion. Leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Yes, it's time for us to chat all things legal, because the longer we spend times in our homes, and I think a lot of people during lockdown realize that, the greater the desire and the need is to renovate or upgrade your property. Now, it's definitely more cost effective to take on these renovations yourselves, but there are also a number of steps that needs to be taken into consideration before making any major renovations to your or changes to your property.
Yep, and we are calling upon, once again, the legal guidance of our friend and expert in law, director of legalese.co.za, Eitan Stern, to answer the question, I want to do renovations on my private property, so now what? Someone might be stealing your car. I don't know.
Yeah,
okay, no.
that is my car.
That's okay, it's okay. Eitan, great to have you back, buddy. We've had some pretty heavy topics, so I don't want to say this is a lighter topic, because things can get squirrely when you start messing with the legalities of your own home.
Totally. It's a look, I don't know if it's light or heavy, but it's quite an important topic, and it's really interesting to know what goes on.
To delve a little deeper, yeah.
It is interesting, because this is something I'm about to embark on, and sometimes you don't know the legalities around it, like what must I get permission for? So let's start off with, before even renovating, how important is it to get an evaluation or evaluator to come and value your property?
Cool. So entering the great world of home owning, all properties have different valuations, and it's important to get a valuation before you start doing any work, because different areas are going to have different values. That your house in different, whatever area your house is in, it's going to have a different area. And what you don't want to do is overcapitalize, so put too much money into a house
never be able to sell it.
Never going to be able to recover. So like with everything, any investment, it's really always important to understand what you're putting in, what you can get out afterwards.
I consistently got a G for woodwork, okay, because of my drawing skills when it came to plans. So I'm not about to go and draw up any architectural plans, but it is advised that if you are going to make those kind of structural changes, that you do get an architect. Do you have to? And what areas of the house, what parts of the structure require an architect to be involved?
Okay, so when because houses are going to be sold one day, or flats are going to be sold, you have to kind of guarantee to the next person that it's not going to fall down. So if you're going to be making any... So South Africa's got lots of laws around building. We've got our building laws and regulations which govern what you can do and how you can do it. So if you're going to be doing structural changes, moving walls, building on additions to the house, adding roofs, you need that to be signed off by a registered architect or an engineer or someone that says, listen, we approve that this building isn't going to collapse. So that's definitely regulated. And that's mistakes people often make. So they'll just go ahead and add something onto the house without getting it signed off.
That potentially could be a hornet's nest when you're selling it on, yeah.
Could collapse, or it could be a hornet's nest when you're selling it on, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this sounds scary and intimidating.
Are you changing your mind about any of the changes you're wanting to make?
Small renovations. I'm not planning on knocking down walls. But I wanted to know from you, Eitan, I know that there are quite a few, as you mentioned, a lot of laws and bylaws, and especially with the municipal, they've also got bylaws when it comes to the renovations.
Sure.
What are the ramifications if you don't have the right permits? What happens if you've just decided to not go the proper route and do these renovations?
Cool. So, as Graham says, one of the big issues is that you might have trouble selling the house later because someone won't want to buy the problems that you've created.
Okay.
So you might save a few bucks for yourself now, but you're going to lose a few bucks later. There's also penalties that you can get. So if you've built without the right permissions, you can get penalties. The penalties can go from minor penalties to quite extreme, even to the case of the municipality bashing down a house that you've built if you haven't built according to the regulations, and charging you for that expense.
And at your cost, yeah.
And that's at your cost. And then I've heard, don't know if it's happened yet, but I've heard that the deeds office often that they at some point might not do transfers if you don't have up-to-date plans. months. So you could actually prevent yourself from being able to sell in the future. So, you know, it is really important that, that you get the right permissions and approvals in order to build.
Yeah, or go study architecture. That could be the way to go. We're going to get into some of the structures that don't require all of the planning, but we are exploring the ins and outs legally of doing structural changes. A lot of people, having spent the last 18 months staring at their four walls, possibly want to break down a wall, build a fifth wall, maybe make those changes to enhance the value ultimately of their property, but you've got to do it in the right way, and Eitan's going to show us how.
From renovating the home to creating delectable memories in the kitchen just for you.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
And of course, your favorite duo is back in the kitchen. When it comes to the art of crafting, Clover Cheese takes the award for its 5-step crafting process to produce elite quality, taste and textured cheese. Now, with this craftsmanship from the Clover Master cheesemakers, it can only produce the most elite end results, like turning a normal ham and cheese sandwich into a gourmet Clover Elite croque monsieur. Michaela, did I say that correctly?
You did.
Oh, thank you very much. Croque monsieur,
Yeah.
which is another duo that everybody loves. Ham and cheese is just beautiful, but this one is elite. It is just next level. It's like the one that went to private school.
It's ham and cheese with as much sauce as you like.
Look at that. That is...
I know.
Wow.
Everyone loves a saucy sandwich.
We do. We just want to break it up and the cheese needs to melt and your heart. It's just like the memories of everything. We're going through memory lane today. I feel like it's a throwback Thursday on another level because we just did fish and chips, ham and cheese. What is life even?
It's like the upscale version of what our childhood was.
Yeah, definitely.
Did your parents cook croque monsieur for you? Because mine didn't.
No, definitely not. Like I was lucky if I got a slice of bread when I came out from my mom was like, check something in the fridge or something, like you can sort yourself out, and I would just take whatever there was in the fridge. So yeah, this is definitely next level. Maybe I'll make it for my son now because, you know, trying to change the game, change the generation for him.
Do you think Luca would eat it though?
Yes.
Okay.
You will eat anything.
But
Anything
for
cheesy,
your kiddo,
yummy.
You'd have to remove the mustard.
The mustard.
Because kids don't really like mustard, do they? Not like an English mustard.
Definitely not. But we can always just scoop it in there. So what are you doing at the moment?
So at the moment I have some melted butter and I'm just cooking off some flour. We're doing a bechamel, which is the base.
No, a bechamel? Girl, the English is next level as well.
A bechamel, which is the base for the cheesy sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so you just want to cook this off until the flour has like almost caramelized a little, so it doesn't have that floury taste when you eat it.
So it's cheese on cheese on cheese on cheese, because that's you incorporating the cheese into your sauce as well, so that's just going to layer all over. Of course, like I mentioned, there is a 5-step process when it comes to creating this eliteness. It consists of the finest milk selection, complete pasteurization for the quality, curd crafting for the texture, and then precise maturation for taste, as well as clean packing for protection. So that is the 5-step process, and this is of course the reason that Clover's cheese is superior in quality, taste and texture, and one of the most famous and loved much food duos is of course the ham and cheese sandwich, but we are just making it so elite today. We are leveling up our cheese sandwich with this croque monsieur this morning. So yeah, beautiful.
So our bechamel is already taking shape. You want to gradually add the milk, because if you do it all in one go, it's not going to really work that well.
And you're gonna get like thick pieces of...
And you're going to get lumps.
Yeah, for sure.
No one likes lumps.
This used to be my job on a Sunday. So when we needed to make the white sauce, my mom would let me pour the milk in slowly, gradually. She's like, not too fast, because you're going to get lumps in there. No. So I make a good white sauce, though.
Nice. At least you make it from scratch, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I hate it when people
do it.
don't make it from scratch.
What is the other way to make it? Like, buy it. Would you buy white sauce? I don't know.
Some people buy white sauce.
Why no? That's lazy.
They
I know
make
all
that
about convenience, but
nowadays.
white sauce is something that you could make in the microwave.
Okay, so our sauce is a little bit loose, but now we're going to add our cheeses. So we have some tusses.
I'm getting excited for that cheese to melt down.
And cheddar.
Look at you.
What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Cheddar. I don't know why. Okay, side note is that when I was growing up, I was actually allergic to cheese. So I'm a bit of a late bloomer when it comes to cheese. And now I'm like, every cheese, blue cheese, cheddar cheese, everything is like my favorite cheese. But yeah, I'm just a cheesy kind of girl. What is your favorite cheese?
Gouda.
Gouda.
Yeah.
Now,
a Gouda.
Gouda. Like Gouda. Each to their own. Potato, tomato. Michaela, Jamie, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Look at that. It is cheesy.
It's so cheesy.
It is so cheesy like you.
Okay, so...
What is my
I'm going to take this off the hob and just keep going. Then you're going to spread the English mustard in between those two pieces of bread.
You're going to put this in. My grandfather...
Whoa! Cheese pool of doom.
You can even put that over like chips. Like the chips that we made with the fish and chips earlier on. Look at that.
Or nachos.
And that stringiness. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the mustard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to take that beautiful gypsy ham you have over there and just put as much as you want. You know,
just trying to make it look
put
pretty.
all of it.
We're gonna double it up. It's a double sandwich.
There we go, and then you just close it.
Do you want to put a little bit in and then on? No.
No, because we're going to drown this. Okay.
I think this is the most exciting part. Wait for it. It needs like a dun ta da dun ta dun. Just. I wish you could do this in slow-mo. Not with that face. Not with that face. That face is not a slow-mo face. Look. Wow.
Oh. And then you pop this in the oven at 180 degrees until it's gone golden and crisp and beautiful.
I can't talk. I can't use my words right now. Ham, croque monsieur, ham and cheese sandwich, if you want to call it whatever you want to call it. You can get it at expressoshow.com. That's where you can find your hands on the recipe. It is beautiful. It is easy. But listen, if you did miss any of the steps, here is a quick recap just for you.
Made with love by Clover.
Yes, the epic music and intro and hair means one thing. We are getting into legal matters with our friend in legalities, Mr. Eitan Stern, continuing our discussion around our houses and making those little adjustments if we are doing renovations on private property. A little bit earlier, we heard about those areas that you have to obviously have the right kind of person, you know, whether it's an engineer, an architect, doing the plans so that you've got that officially done. What are the areas of the house that you can work on that don't require that?
Okay, so the regulations call them minor amendments, or minor work, essentially, and that's going to be things like moving appliances, moving non-structural walls, so an interior wall in the house which isn't load-bearing.
Load-bearing, okay.
You can move that. You can create a braai area which doesn't have a chimney. You can create a garden shed which is less than 3 square meters. So there's minor work in the house that you can do which you don't need architectural approval or plans approved for. But if you're ever uncertain, you can always check, and that's kind of the point. It's really important to know, is this minor work or do you need plans approved for this?
Do you know where the right place is to check? Like if you just Google?
So you probably can. I mean, you probably can just Google it. There's probably lots and lots of content. That would definitely be my first step. You could check with the city where, you know, when we ever have a question as lawyers that we want confirmed by a regulator, we give them a call. There's the National Home Builders Association. There's different associations you can phone and ask. You can also call an architect or an engineer and ask them. So it would kind of be about finding someone in the industry or speaking to the city.
Yeah, and I know it's worth it in Cape Town where so many areas are like heritage sites, so there's certain restrictions in certain areas. You just got to be very careful.
You have to be careful. Now, Eitan, what do you do in the event that, you know, you are a homeowner and your neighbors are about to do some renovations? What rights do you have to you know, find out how is the noise levels going to affect you, or the dirt, or the value of your property or the area? Do you have much right on someone else's project?
Can they block your sea view with a second story?
So it's a great question. I mean, we all live in a city together, so you know what you do in your house affects me as your neighbor, and vice versa. So you know, and that's kind of the job of the municipality. The municipality is supposed to kind of oversee this thing as a whole, and before that they approve anyone's plans, they need to look at a number of factors. Heritage is one, and neighbors would be another. So they need to decide whether it's going to affect the neighbor's view or
because that could knock the value of your property down drastically if your sea view is gone.
100%. So the municipality is supposed to decide. But so if the municipality gives permission and you object, you can apply to the municipality and you can put your case forward, and they have to consider the case, and then and they'll make a decision based on that. If the municipality still doesn't decide in your favor and you feel like that's unfair, you can put an application, what we call PIA, the Promotion of Access to Information Act, and you can find reasons for why they didn't approve that. So, you know, the sea view is a perfect good example. If someone wants to put a 3-story house in front of your sea view, they're not allowed to do that. And if the municipality gives them permission, you're going to have the right to ask why they gave permission, and then uncover whatever.
And if all of that doesn't work, they come to you.
Yeah, that doesn't work. They come to someone like us. So definitely, I mean, considering your neighbours is an important one. We were just talking about a minute ago. During lockdown, everyone's working from home, and now you've got neighbours building next door.
Yeah.
So well, it's kind of a two-edged thing. So you have to be fair in that you want people are allowed to build in their homes, but they have to keep to the laws, and they're doing that. And they can only build what they're allowed to build, and they can only build during the certain hours of the day when they're permitted to do it, and according to certain.
The fact that you've just had a baby just doesn't really matter to some people. Let's get into the worst-case scenario, and I can speak from experience there. But yeah, I love the fact we're neighbours. By that very term, you've got to learn to coexist together, especially if you're going into a long-term kind of deal there. What happens if it all goes wrong and you're not at fault? Yeah, you got your plans done, everything's great, and the contractors do something that isn't to spec.
Totally.
Can you go after them? Are you at fault? Where does the liability lie in that case?
So this is a really interesting area, and something which I suppose a lot of people don't know about, is that if you want to be a builder, and this is for major innovations, so we're not talking about the minor work. If you want to be a builder and do major jobs, you need to be registered with the National Builders Building Council, the National Registry of Building Councils. I forget the acronym.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, one of those.
That's the architectural one. Anyway, you need to be registered, and you're going to have a registration number, and you're going to be certified by them to, you know, to be able to do the work. It's really worth investigating to ensure that your builder does belong to this organization, because if something does go wrong, the organization then has insurance that they can cover, and there's recourse and there's procedures, whereas if you're not using a builder that's registered, your recourse is limited. So it's really important for homeowners doing renovations to ensure that they're using a registered builder. It's really important for builders to make sure that they're registered and playing as part of that system.
Okay, so if they're not registered, ultimately the fault is yours for not checking it out. Yeah.
So very important to check. So don't trust your auntie's neighbor's cousin's friend.
And please just ask
just check if they are registered.
And if your neighbor has just come home with a brand new baby, just ask them what times would work. Okay?
What time's nap
Just be
time?
neighborly in that case. I think the most important thing here is
that one's hurt you.
That one
yeah,
hurt
no,
me
that
a
could be
lot.
deep, Shrek. That could be real deep. I'm still tired. In fact, I'm still tired. But I think the important thing here is be a neighbor. You know, if you're going to do these things, be a neighbor on both sides. Give a little if someone is wanting to renovate their space. And if you're wanting to do that, make sure that your neighbors are okay with what you are doing and enjoy your new living space. Eitan, legend, man.
You're
Thank
amazing.
You.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Let's stay with the theme of renovating, because renovating not only restores the house, but also restores the story of the home. Now, often a fresh coat of paint can change up an entire look, but first, you need the right set of brushes and know how to take care of them. And who better than Raldo Moyone to share his tips and tricks on how to get that perfect brush.
Yo, what is up? I'm Zanzi. We're back with another episode of Plascon DIY, and today we're going to be talking about how to keep your paint brushes clean. Now, we know painting can be fun, and if you like me and do a lot of painting, then cleaning those brushes afterwards can be a bit of a drag. But don't worry, that's where we come in, because we've got all the tips to make the process easier and, of course, keeping those brushes lasting a lifetime. For your standard indoor brush, you want to look at a brush with a taper. Now, what that means is that the bristles on the inside are slightly longer. What that allows for is a straighter edge and, of course, perfect finishes on all your paintwork. So brushes are always better suited for getting in those precise areas, such as those edges or those hard-to-get corners. Now, you want your brushes to have a reasonable bristle length, and what that means is that it allows for the brush to hold more paint and obviously make the application process that much easier. And when it comes to using solvent-based paints or enamels, you want to look at a natural pow or bristle. These lose their firmness as they absorb water, so they are better suited for solvent-based paints. Natural fibers can include pig bristles or even horsehair brushes. Now, when it comes to water-based paints, synthetic fibers do not absorb water and hold their firmness better with water-based products. You also then get your rollers, which are preferred for larger areas as they provide greater coverage and even spread. Now, what you'll notice with a lot of your cheaper brushes is that they don't have such a high bristle count. What that means is that it doesn't hold as much paint. You might be left with some of the bristles on the wall after the application. And lastly, you might even end up with some of those unsightly streaks along your paint line. So first up, we start by cleaning off any excess paint on the brush by using a paper towel. Make sure you don't allow paint to dry and harden on the brush or your roller, as this will be harder to remove and create uneven finishes. For enamel paints, the roller or brush must be washed thoroughly with cleaning thinners or turpentine immediately to remove paint, and then of course leave it to dry. For water-based paints, the roller or brush can be washed thoroughly in water and then under a tap or a bucket of warm clean water, and start rinsing off the paint from the ferrule base to the tip of the bristles, gently sliding off the paint and working the paint out of the bristles until the water runs clean. Then, once cleaned, you want to spin your brush dry to take out any excess moisture. Finally, you want to store your brush in the original packaging known as a keeper. Now, this will help to protect and keep your brush in shape. Now, here's a top tip for you. Never store your brush in water or solvent, as this will lead to your brush cracking or splitting. And over time, brushes and rollers will lose fibers and not hold their shape. And that is it. Simple tips and tricks to a clean and long-lasting paintbrush. We'll see you next week for another episode of Plascon DIY.
Look at that, not just a nature boy, our new Plascon DIY expert. You heard the man himself. If you're all about renovating a home, adding color to it, you need a good set of brushes. And hopefully that has inspired you to change up things at home. But listen, more magic coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll see you after this.
Join Expresso this spring to stand a chance of winning a 4,000 Rand Plascon voucher weekly as we ask how you color your life. Is it the cherry red in your ride, maybe the burst of new blues from your garden, or the sunsets and seascapes of a favorite getaway? Well, answer our weekly social media question and find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Then color your life with 4,000 Rand paint vouchers to be won all spring on Expresso.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. Happy Thursday to all of you after another busy week. It's almost time to enjoy a fun-filled weekend under the African sun. We love to do that. But before we get to sit back and relax, fashion and beauty editor Miss Knox Mafu, she's here with some summer statement pieces in natural fabrics and different styles to fit everyone's taste. And she is glowing.
Thank you. I feel like summer said, let's go.
Summer
I'm ready
is
for
here.
holiday.
Do you feel it? I don't know. There's something in the air. I just feel like December. It is here.
I know.
It's going to be a hot girl summer.
It's like, you know, I heard on socials, actually, I think Cooks had said it, that October is the Wednesday of, you know, the year. So we're very close to December, and I'm running for my wardrobe to look great with that.
Exactly, because now it's like we need to find out how we're going to be trending, how we're going to stay on trend. How do we stay on trend? What are the colors? What are the fabrics? What are the looks for summer?
Well, I think, you know, we are so excited. I think we're all bursting to be out and enjoy the summer sun. And I think, of course, color is going to be a big part of that. So when it comes to color, we're thinking coral, a color that I'm wearing now, your greens, your hues of blue, and all of these are really refreshing light colors. So it's your neutral tones. And then, of course, on top of that, we're going to see a lot of prints. I'm talking tropical prints, really vibrant colors and statements, but also all on lightweight materials because it needs that breathability. We've also been very used to wearing, you know, our hoodies and stuff. So it's a small transition into really great summer. So what I love about it is that it really is a good mix of prints, bold colors, and also just lightweight materials in linens and your whites, making you ready for any resort and summer holiday.
Looking at this, I'm like summer ready.
Yes.
Festive ready.
Yes.
It's screaming vacation mode already. But you spoke about the breathability of the materials.
Absolutely.
What are the materials? Because I'm a linen girl.
Well then, I've got you sorted. I've got you something sorted for you. So this is one of my favorite actually because of its lightweight. So this is a linen set, which is really, really comfortable. Exactly.
Stop it.
I'm obsessed with it. And you could wear these with espadrilles, you could wear it with heels, you could wear it with sneakers. It's a really casual, you know,
rich on vibe.
Thank you. She doesn't even have to stress. But here we've also got incredible, like I said, prints are a big part. So you'll see a lot of matching sets being offered by Woolworths. The crop top obviously being a big part of our fashion staples, especially for women. But I mean, men are also having a really good time. They've got some great cotton shirts over here, which come in a range of beautiful colors. And what I love about these, they're quite bold and very classic. So even when you style them, you could pair them with chinos or shorts. You really will have the best time. And of course, our kiddies can't be left out of the conversation. And they have these incredible print dresses with lovely graphics on them. And of course, tie-dye being the hero that it always is with kids. So fun and breathable, which is important for them too.
I don't know if I ever told you this. So my dream man is a man wearing linen on a Sunday with isimiyaki and those Jesus sandals. And I feel like my complimentary look is going to be that linen thing. So we're just putting it out there. Okay,
so in manifestation, so through fashion, we are manifesting that man. Okay,
yes.
But these are the looks that will actually get you that. There's something so relaxed and easy about it. When you dress, you don't feel like you're doing too much. So you're casual, you're comfortable, and of course, it boosts the mood. It really is about having fun with summer. So spring, summer really is about that.
Playing around with it, playing around with the quality of everything. You do have models. So we flow them in from the yachts.
Many, yes.
For today.
Exactly. I put them in the best linen items. So we've got our first tropical print coming in here in this matching set.
Look at her.
I mean,
who is she though?
She looks incredible. And I love this because the matching set is a big focus. And of course, in a beautiful tropical prints, I told you that the corals are coming in. So really touching on the trending colors. I love the fit. Really complimentary also to your collarbones if you want to show off a little bit of that. But really easy to style, whether she did it with flats or heels. I think she looks absolutely elegant.
And it's got pockets. I love anything with pockets.
How are you feeling this, Zoe?
I love it. I wore this outfit on Monday, and I'm definitely thinking you've now convinced me to add it to my cupboard. So I'm definitely going to go get this one for myself.
And I think it's so complimentary to everybody. And so I think even if you were to choose to wear it alone or one piece at a time, that is something about sustainability, you know, shopping
Mix and
sustainably.
match.
Exactly.
For sure. You have a male. Come on.
I have first the kiddies.
Well, the kiddies are coming in.
So the kiddies are enjoying some beautiful bright colors. I really love this dress. Amati looks like a star. We've paired that with some gold sandals just for that breathability again, that pure cotton being so important for young kids. But really such a gorgeous dress. She can play in the sun, she can have fun, but also that fun feminine energy over there. We've got the drawstring. Yeah, the drawstring on the waist there, and polka dots just being fun and really playful.
So cute. I love it. It's very playful.
Yes.
I see her on the beach having fun with her friends.
Exactly. So fun. And really also in those trending colors again that we spoke about. So all your kids are really going to be styling but also comfortable, which is super important.
For sure. Now we do have the male model that came in.
There we go.
And this one. Shane, this one is working today, hey?
He is working and giving us music. He's giving us looks. And
you can dance.
You can even sing for us if you want. But what I love about this is really a relaxed look. You know, you can take your chinos, and there's a range of different fits. We all know this. And we've just paired that with a lovely golfer in a beautiful orange color, which I think is a bit of a departure for his own taste. But that's the joy about summer. It's about trying those bold colors that you wouldn't do. And really well fitted, you know. I think it covers his structure really well. And then of course we've paired that with some nice sneakers, really easy wear, but a very casual resort wear look done over here.
You can add this to your CV now. You can add as a model to your CV because you've done the work, John. Thank you so much, Knox, as always.
Yes, sir.
You come through, make sure that we are ready for summer. I was excited for summer, but now I'm just more excited.
Exactly, and now you're going to go shopping immediately. After the show, I want everyone to go shopping right now.
You heard her.
Get your resort items.
You heard Miss Knox for herself. You can refresh your summer wardrobe and get your whole family ready for the hottest months with Woolworths. Now shop these vibrant styles at Woolworths, available in-store, online, or on the Woolies app.
A promise to the planet, to tread lightly, to act with care, to think of the future, to appreciate nature, to shop more sustainably. Woolworths, the difference.
All right, summer wardrobe, check, done. Classic summer dessert, coming right up. Is there one pudding that undoubtedly pairs together perfectly? It's jelly and it's custard. They come together, they've always gone together, surely. And it's one of those nostalgic desserts that brings back so many memories, I'm sure, for most of us. Michaela is now going to show us how to make, get this, a Clover Classic jelly and custard trifle square. Not just one of them, but many of them, using something that I've never seen used in a trifle before. Banana bread.
I know. I was also like,
Yeah.
ooh, banana bread.
I love banana bread.
I know you keep going on about how you're going to tank it when we're done.
I know, this is, but it's calling to me. It's like, I want to get in.
I know, the smell is just so strong. Like, I can smell it from here and I
beautiful, it's
also just want
delicious,
to
it's
eat
lovely. But this is about a lot of different classic combinations. Speak of a classic, the Clover Classic is lovely. You can have it on its own. You can pair it with fruit, you can pair it with jelly, you can pair it in a trifle, you can pair it with chocolate, you can do whatever you want, or you can just pour it in a big fat glass
And
drink
drink
it.
it.
Simple as that. We love it. And we are using the vanilla-flavored Clover Classic custard.
The OG.
The OG, for an OG kind of recipe that we are sprucing up slightly.
This
so
is from
what's
what,
the
like the
deal here?
1950s?
Yeah, no, this smacks of nostalgia for me. This is
Were
very
you born
cool.
then?
I might have been. I might have been, okay?
Oh.
You're frying our custard, basically. So that's how the recipe starts. Now, what are you doing? Okay.
So it just did that because we kept the pan on. Oh, don't you just love that?
Yeah, man, you are. This is a cathartic custard recipe for you. I can just see you. Just let it out, man. Just go.
Sorry, Vincent, you can't.
It is. It's a sound.
No matter how mature you are, when you hear
No,
farts.
completely. I think they should use that on, like, when they do on radio, those sounds, like, win 50 grand for figuring out what the sound is. That should be the next sound.
Yes. Although
Okay.
when we win.
No. Okay, so the
we're
custard's
turning
gone
the
in.
custard into its own kind of jelly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
have 2 gelatin sheets here.
You are dramatic with the food today. You are squeeging the gelatin sheets. There's water spraying everywhere. It's crazy out there.
Okay, and you put that into the custard.
It's important, yes, to bloom. Were you blooming the jelly in
We
there?
did bloom it.
Okay.
And now we're dissolving it in the custard.
Okay.
And I've already sliced some banana bread.
You have?
So could you please line that white
I can,
container?
and I will.
Thank you.
Oh, I love banana bread. You don't understand. I absolutely
Are 4
adore it.
slices sufficient?
I
Does
don't-
that end one fit? Maybe slice it
I'm gonna fill that little gap there with one more.
When it comes to filling pans, it needs to be done perfectly.
You want no more real estate left out there, hey?
Okay, yeah, you did that well. Whoa, so impressed.
Okay, so it's not going to come out exactly like squares. One of them is going to be a little bit giant, but that looks great. And there's still enough left over for us
For
to
you to
nibble
eat.
on afterwards.
What do you mean us? I'm still fasting. You have
sorry.
plenty
I'm so
time.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so you allow the gelatin to dissolve.
Okay, which it
happened
has.
yet.
And does that require the heat?
It does.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will just end up with custard and sheets of gelatin.
Okay.
Which kind of looked like what was happening, but I think they're
Now
almost...
starting to do it. So
Yeah. Ooh.
Beautiful.
And then we have some, I think it's the strawberry one.
Uh-huh.
Strawberry flavored jelly.
Uh-huh.
Excuse the bits that decided to get hard at the bottom.
Okay.
And what you will end up doing is taking this custard flavored jelly,
Okay.
pour it over the banana bread.
Okay.
So I think
As
that's
you are going to do
dissolved
right
enough.
now.
Yes.
Oh. This is actually getting more and more exciting the more. This is quite a dramatic trifle.
Oh, okay.
Are you all right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite a heavy saucepan.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Okay, so
Oh, it's got that beautiful sheen and gloss. Beautiful. Let this set, presumably.
for about half an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you take the other gelatin, once that's set, and you pour this over.
Ooh, okay.
Then top it off with some
Would you
of
need
our
to let that set again?
Yes.
And then, so another half an hour in. So this you have to do in stages.
You do.
Okay.
So you would let this set, then put the other one on, and top it off with some fruit so that the fruit actually fuses into the jelly.
Ooh, I love that.
And then, once it's done, you slice it, you put dollops of beautiful cream on it, and your choice of topping. I had a moment this morning and I said, I don't really eat chocolate with my trifle. I don't like the combination of chocolate with fruit.
Okay.
Honesty. So I would have substituted that with like
Nuts?
roasted almonds.
Yeah, see, I like that. 'Cause
roasted
I
sliced
think a
almonds.
texture in this space, because it is quite a creamy, you want something with a bit of bite. So I think the textural element is ideal. Can I take the spoon and go and taste it?
Of course.
You can find this amazing recipe on expressoshow.com. I'm going to tell you how amazing it is right now. Try and get a little taste of absolutely everything.
I thought you didn't like trifle.
I hate it.
Do you hate that?
Oh, that's lovely. The banana bread makes it. Never again shall you make a trifle without banana bread. I'm telling you.
You have to have another bite now because...
Okay, I will, with a little bit of peach. This is absolutely beautiful. I'll stress that again. Expressoshow.com is where you can find all of this brilliance, or you can find Michaela online and ask her why she doesn't like chocolate with fruit.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
The classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We are bracing ourselves for another amazing performance. John Neal is here. A bit of country infused with some pop, with a little bit of rock, sounding absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait.
Oh, and also coming up in this last hour of your Feel Good Breakfast show, we have kittens on the set.
Oh, my
so you
word.
must know I'm super excited. That and a whole lot more still coming your way. But first, here's Jamie Lee with the news. Oh, that was so cute.
1 minute before 8 o'clock, time to have a final look at those news headlines, starting with your national news. Fort Hare's University's convocation has pledged 150,000 rand in support for the family of slain law student Nosiselo Mtebeni. The plan is to also assist the family to obtain skills of their choice to start a project to sustain the family financially. The man accused of Mtebeni's murder appeared in court on Tuesday, and students protested outside the court where the accused appeared. Then staying with your local news, President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday said he was due to speak to Prime Minister Boris Johnson concerning the UK's severe restrictions for travellers arriving from South Africa. The UK has placed South Africa on its coronavirus red list, forcing travellers into a pricey hotel quarantine on arrival. Ramaphosa said it's preferable to find a solution through engagement and insisted that the UK's decision to impose the travel restrictions was scientifically rather than politically driven. Before the pandemic, more than 400,000 visitors a year flocked to South Africa. Then looking to news further abroad, police in Nigeria have arrested 57 members of the banned Shia group, the Islamic movement in Nigeria, during protests in the capital, Abuja. Hundreds of members of the group had marched through the city's major streets to mark the killing of the favored grandson of the Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century. The group insists its procession was peaceful. Members of the Shia group have frequently clashed with security forces in recent years during various demonstrations. And then France's decision to slash the number of visas of citizens from Algeria and Morocco have drawn angry responses from the two countries. France announced on Tuesday it would halve the number of visas available to Moroccans and Algerians and reduce by a third those available to Tunisians. It accused the three North African countries of failing to cooperate over the return of their nationals denied visas by France. Algeria summoned the French ambassador to formally protest, and Morocco called the decision unjustified. France rewards COVID-19 workers with citizenship. And then finally, Daintree handed to its rightful custodians. Australia's Daintree, the world's oldest tropical rainforest, has been returned to its Aboriginal custodians in a historic deal. The UNESCO World Heritage Site is over 180 million years old and has been home to generations of Aboriginal people. The Eastern Kuku-Yalanji people will now manage the national park with the Queensland's state government. The Daintree borders the Great Barrier Reef and is one of Australia's top tourism draw cards. It's also famed for its ancient ecosystem and rugged natural beauty, which includes forest vistas, wild rivers, waterfalls, gorges, and white sandy beaches. In handing formal ownership back to the Eastern Kuku-Yalanji people, the Queensland government recognised one of the world's oldest living cultures. Environment Minister Megan Scanlon said, and I quote, "This agreement recognises their right to own and manage their country, to protect their culture and to share it with visitors." The Daintree houses some 3,000 plant species, 100+ mammals, and 368 bird and 113 reptile species. On that note, that is where I wrap up your news headlines. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Here is a final look at the sports with G.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let's start with boxing, and possibly the writing's been on the wall for a while now, but 8-division world champion Manny Pacquiao has now officially announced his retirement from boxing as he pursues a presidential campaign in 2022. Pacquiao finished his 26-year, 72-fight career with 62 wins, 8 losses and 2 draws, with the 42-year-old's final fight being a defeat at the hand of Cuba's Yordenis Ugas in Las Vegas last month. The Pac-Man, as he's affectionately known, has won 12 world titles and is the only fighter in history, in fact, to win titles in 8 different weight divisions. Pacquiao entered politics back in 2010 when he won a seat in the lower house of the Philippines Congress before being elected for a 6-year term in the upper chamber in 2016. And he has promised to fight poverty and warned corrupt politicians they will soon end up in jail. Then great news on the rugby front for the women's game. Springbok women's centre Zinhle Mpupa has signed a 1-year deal with the English club Exeter Chiefs, making her now the second South African female player to pen a professional deal in Europe. Mpupa has played in 7 tests for the Springbok women since her international debut in 2018 and will now become the first woman from South Africa to take up a professional contract in the Allianz Premier 15s. The 27-year-old follows in the footsteps of Babalwa Lacha, who of course joined a club in Spain on a professional contract back in 2020. Now on to football. Football's most prestigious Ballon d'Or award will be awarded on the 29th of November in Paris. So the nominees for the awards, which include Men's and Women's Player of the Year, Best Young Player and Best Goalkeeper, will be announced on the 8th of October. 6-time winner Lionel Messi and Megan Rapinoe will, of course, be carrying those awards after winning the last edition, which was only in 2019. Last year's event was cancelled because of the coronavirus pandemic, so extra gravitas on this year's edition. And then finally, on to basketball. NBA players who are not vaccinated against COVID-19 will have to comply with a long list of restrictions to take part in the upcoming season. So vaccination is not mandatory, but 90% of players have received the jab so far. Vaccinated players will only be tested if they show symptoms or are a close contact of a person who has a positive case. Unvaccinated players, however, will have to undergo daily testing prior to entry entering a team facility, participating in team-organized activities, or even just interacting with other players and coaches. Well, that's a wrap of your sporting perspective this morning. Let's get one last take on our weather and see what the temperatures have in store for us today.
Thank you, Graham. And starting with some local news, disaster management teams in KwaZulu-Natal are on high alert after weather services issued a warning that heavy rain in parts of the province could lead to flooding. The weather service forecasts moderate to heavy rain until Wednesday next week. Weather forecaster Stacey Columburn says heavy rain is expected in the southern and western parts of the province today, and there's a 60% chance of rain during the weekend. A spokesperson for the Provincial Departments of Cooperative Governance, Senzelwe Mzila, says floods could occur in the eThekwini Metro and the Ugu, Harigwala, Umgungundlovu and the Ilembe municipalities. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with our fellow South Africans who are in the affected areas. And we have, of course, had some stunning sunrise photos that have been shared with us throughout the morning. And let's have a quick recap. David Kenneth Ace from Tinley Manor in KZN started us off this morning with this glorious view overlooking a calm ocean as the sun rises. Then Maurice Conradi from Paarl captured this lovely silhouetted shot as the sun began to peep out from behind the mountains. At 7 a.m., Pashan Moodley from Rietvlei, Pretoria, shared this fresh and crisp looking morning overlooking his area. And then last but not least, Samuel B. Jacobs II from Beaufort West captured another stunning silhouetted photo showing off the glowing orange skyline as the sun comes up over the horizon. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, let's take a look at your temperatures one last time. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 13, a high of 22. Mbombela 16, reaching a high of 20 with some rain. Partly cloudy in Pretoria, 14, 26. Johannesburg, 13, 24. Mahikeng, thunder showers with a low of 15, a high of 28. Klerksdorp, 15 with a high of 29. Kimberley, 15, 27. Bloemfontein, 12, reaching a high of 25 with a 69% chance of thunder showers. If you're in Richards Bay, a partly cloudy day ahead, a low of 17, a high of 22. Pietermaritzburg, 15, reaching a high of 19. Rainy conditions in Durban, 18 is your low, 21 your high. Mthatha 12, reaching a high of 19. East London 15 with a high of 18. Cradock 10, reaching a high of 22. Gqeberha 15, reaching a high of 18. If you're in George today, a low of 11 with a high of 17 can be expected. Cape Town 14, 22. Worcester 9, reaching a high of 23. Sutherland 4 with a high of 20 degrees Celsius. And Uppington, partly cloudy conditions with a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Well, that's a wrap on your weather for your Feel Good Breakfast show. If you have a gorgeous sunrise photo, please share it with us on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you so much, Zoe. We are back with singer, songwriter, and now model, John Neal, a true South African talent. He's joining us now to perform his new single called The First Thing. Take it away.
So beautiful, the sunlight on your face, and you're so happy you stayed over at my place. Keep taking my breath away. You got me falling so slow. I'm falling. How was I to know that I get to wake up next to you every day? When you open your eyes, I love you. It's the first thing you hear me say. The first thing you hear me say. You can tell me lies, girl, I hang on to every word you say. When you pull me close, yeah, I get lost in your eyes all day. It's us against the world now. and me, don't need anyone else. Baby, you're all I see. You got me, falling so slow. I'm falling. How was I to know that I get to wake up next to you every day? When you open your eyes, I love you. It's the first thing you hear me say. 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 Each night when you go to sleep, I promise I'm gonna keep you close to me. And when you open your eyes, I love you. That I get to wake up next to you every day. When you open your eyes, I love you. Is the first thing you hear me say. 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 Thank you so much.
Come on! The first thing I want to tell you is that you are super talented. Don't ever doubt yourself. You are amazing.
Just a shout out to the songwriter. That's the only song on my album that I didn't write, and it's a girl called Liesel Others. She's an international star.
Shout out to her. Well, stick around. We've got more music from John Neal coming your way, so don't miss it. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Expect the oohs and the ahs. Time to have a little bit of fun. Cat lady's gonna love this one, and I'm a cat guy as well, so I'm gonna embrace it. When we think of playtime with our pets, we imagine throwing a ball with our dogs, maybe going for walks, and plenty of high energy fun. But more often than not, we forget that our cats also need that playtime stimulation. It's vital for their growth and development, and they love some fun as well. So if you and your cat find yourselves just staring at each other, and a cat can really stare at you, and not really sure what to do, then today's Pet Masterclass will inspire. And here to teach us exactly how to do it, our favorite animal behaviorist, Karis Nafti, is here. She is going to be introducing us to two beautiful young men that are up for adoption. I'm just going to put that out there. Chase and Simon are from Tears Animal Rescue, and I'm hoping after today will be adopted, because They are gorgeous, and they are cute, and they're ready to play. Karis?
They are super playful.
They're
perfect.
They are perfect. I'm loving being reintroduced to a cat again.
Yes.
So I introduced that crazy adolescent cat energy into my house that's got 2 dogs and a toddler and a 4-year-old, and it's just awesome. Like, there is no moment that doesn't go without crazy fun. For me, playing with my cat is me walking into the room and then her jumping onto my back, my shoulder, my head,
Your ankle.
like
Grab your ankle.
yeah, no, she'll sprint flat out and then like stop right in front of us. But cats need it. They need, especially at this age, they need to play because they're learning. Yeah.
They absolutely do. And if you don't give them games to play, they sometimes invent games that can be a little bit annoying, like run out and trip mom or dad as you're walking through the hallway. So you do have to provide exercise and stimulation, especially if you have an indoor cat, because what else are they going to do? Now, playing, yes, it's so important for cats, and it saves your furniture. Yes. It saves your shoes, because cats are predators like dogs, and what that means is they want to play and mimic their hunting skills. So they want to grab things, and they want to try to eat things and box at it. This is just what they do if they were trying to catch a mouse. It's the same sort of action with
so
them.
is Simon the Friesland?
Yes, this is Simon who's touching me now. Mr. Beautiful. He's got a goatee here. So sexy and beautiful. Yeah, so sweet. And so, look, what's nice about cats is cats exercise is not like a dog where you might need to run them for an hour or 2, depending on how busy your dog is. Cats have like bursts of energy. So it's like really, really busy, and then they have to sleep it off for a few hours.
What do you call it? The
Zoomsies. The Zoomsies, yes. They have the Zoomsies, and then they have to recharge for the next round of Zoomsies. So you don't have to exercise them a long time. What I like to do with cats is have, and I've got a collection of toys here, is sort of have a dedicated, let's do the Zoomsies, and then you'll find the cats are fine, and they calm down quite a lot. So if you have a young cat, try to have a couple of Zoomsie sessions during the day, and have some toys they can play with themselves.
Let's go through some of those toys.
Let's go some toys. I know.
I'm here for this.
Okay, so this is not me just leaving my lunch here. This is the best cat toy ever. It's a crunchy paper bag. Okay.
For sure.
Yes. Now it's a little tricky here because if we let them out in the studio, I'm afraid they're going to run off and go see everyone.
Want to explore.
But anyone who has a cat will know that if you have a paper bag and you put it on the ground, your cat is going to go and live inside of it. They love to hide. They love to hide, and then they pounce out from things. So never throw these away. Save these for your cat.
Same for a box. Yeah.
Same for a box.
Love
yes.
cardboard boxes.
Cardboard boxes. So I've got this box. Cats love to go into boxes, and they love things like this, where that pull along the ground that you can kind of pull with them, and these sort of movement, anything that moves is going to attract their attention.
It's going to trigger that hunting instinct.
Yes, yeah, it's going to trigger that hunting instinct. But cats, as we know, are not exactly into performing on camera. So
No, they do what they want to do when they
do what
feel
they
like
want to
it.
do, exactly. But anything that moves is fun for a cat. That's what they actually. That's
He
what
just wants
triggers-
cuddles,
yeah.
man.
He so wants. There we go.
He just
the
wants a
feathers.
cuddle.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I like to suggest when you play with a cat, it's best to keep the toy low on the ground. So sometimes there's a tendency, he's into it now, to sort of flick it above their head too much. And they do like to jump up, but, oh, there we go. Yay, he's got it. Then that's like a bird, but don't always fly it above their head. Also keep it low on the ground and do both. So they can do their jumping and their grabbing exercise. Get it, babies. Get it. Oh, look at it. It's like hypnotic. Let's just do this all day, hey?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
It is. I mean, there are YouTube videos that you can leave on like 6 hours of cat TV.
Yeah, exactly.
For you and the cat, it becomes quite hypnotic. Because cats are by their nature quite independent. So I find often if you don't have to actively play with them, you can just create opportunities for them to play. Leave like the inner cardboard rolls from like a paper toweling and a paper packet and a box and a couple of things.
Yep.
And they will dig it.
They'll dig it. So cats love places to hide. So going in boxes and creating things. And they like crunchy things that move. So this is a cool little toy. It's just some yarn and some little ribbon, but it's a little crunchy, which the cats also tend to find quite exciting. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
You see, on cue.
And
there we go. Beautiful.
Popcorn kernels. Leave a popcorn kernel on a floor.
I've never tried that.
My word,
Yeah.
hours
Because if
of
it's on
fun.
it, they like to box it.
And
Yeah,
they'll
so-
invert themselves and do the roly thing. They
Exactly.
love it.
So little
Mine did
things
that with
move.
a grape.
Yeah, a grape.
Dropped it, was a toy.
Exactly. Anything that rolls and moves
Or
is
each other's
fun.
tails.
Each other's. Exactly. And so if you give them opportunities to play, and what I like to do is I've got 3 cats at home, so I have a little like cat toy box collection, and I just rotate through the toys, because then it's like kids or dogs. They don't get as bored with them. them if they have sort of different toys coming out. Sometimes little toys that have a bell that make a sound. You see, it's working.
Now they're playing with the ball. Oh, listen, we can look at these cats all day. I want to take them home and just have them with me, but they are up for adoption.
Yes.
It is Chase and Simon. And if you have any questions about your cat, please send them through on the Expresso Facebook page, because Karis is not going anywhere. She will be back after the break and we'll get through all of those questions.
Can we cuddle them? Are we going to get to cuddle them at some point?
Now you can
We will.
cuddle them.
Thank you.
Now I'm happy.
And we are back in the kitchen, everybody. Today we're exploring classic food duos that pair so perfectly together, like strawberries and cream. Are you envisioning it? Yes, you must. Because one of the easiest ways to enjoy strawberries is through Fruits of the Forest dairy snack with its fruity yet very creamy taste. And Michaela is here. She's back to show us how to make Fruits of the Forest strawberries and cream Napoleons. Are you good?
Which one are we now?
This time I'm going to be the strawberries and you can be
the cream. Is it because I'm paler?
No.
Okay.
Because
you're more zingy.
Yes, and you're more creamy.
I wouldn't think I'm creamy. I think I'm
just
like,
yummy and like.
I would say I'm probably that.
You're the
flaky, the flaky abrasive.
You said that. That's a trio. That can be G, because G was kind of having a moment. He's like, can't I be part of the duo? And we said, yeah, like you're the fish and chips, and he is actually the vinegar.
He really badly wants to be a part of this group.
Yeah. But we keep him there.
Yeah.
Him and Ral have their moments.
And we just, like, why are we not including Zoe in any of it?
Oh, yeah, Zoe.
And
Zoe
Carl.
loves Zoe.
Carl is a part of it too.
Everyone's a duo. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay. A cup, so 1 container of cream cheese to equal amount of yogurt, but I don't have a measuring spoon, so we're just going for gold.
You just know. You just know it is.
You just put them together. So we have some pre-made puff pastry. You buy them from the shops. And what you will do is slice it into rectangular sheets, put it onto a baking tray that's lined, and then my suggestion is to put another unlined, just clean baking sheet on top of it to weigh it down so it doesn't puff up too much.
Because we want it nice and flat, right?
And you don't want it to be puffed too much because then you can't stack them.
For sure. And also when you want to bite, you want to have like a perfect balance between the cream cheese and the dairy fruit snack and then the flakiness, right?
Yeah. Sorry. You know when you don't have a hand mixer?
And then you have to use your hand?
You know we don't use them anymore because like someone is scared of them.
I thought we were on such a good roll. We were calling each other duos. We were like a perfect pair. And now you call me out again for not using a hand mixer. It's okay.
I'm never going to forgive you for it.
I just want you to work. You know, I feel like we've become so dependent on tech and things in the homeware space that I just want to make sure that you can still do these things. Because this is how you were taught. This is how you were taught. What did you do? Why is your face? Why are you looking at your face? I thought you broke something.
It's splattered.
Okay, it's never a clean kitchen.
No, never ever.
Us are in the kitchen. So you're just going to mix that.
Yes.
What consistency are we looking for?
Smooth, not cottage cheese like this.
Okay, so keep mixing. Stop talking. Keep mixing.
Okay, then you carry on talking. See, this table is way too high for you and I. Like, I have to go on my tippy toes.
We actually
need a step ladder.
One day when
imagine if Carl was here, it would be even worse.
Listen, let me tell you about the Fruits of the Forest dairy snack, which is it's amazing. It has a creamier taste with bigger fruit pieces and is filled with so much nutritional goodness. It just screams yumminess as well. But you can of course use any of the Fruits of the Forest flavors for this recipe. We obviously opted for strawberries because we have some strawberries. And then speaking about the Napoleons as well, they are simply layers of pastry, cream and fruit. Again, I just want you to envision this. I want you to be as happy as we are talking about this. But Napoleons, they're also known for just a stunning show-stopping dessert to impress even your family and your friends. You had another name for it.
Millefeuille.
Millefeuille.
Yes. So what's it? I think it's 1,000,000 layers or something like that.
So it's just this, again, the simple step of layering it together. Got it.
A French dessert.
How are we doing there, seeing that I gave you time to work and not talk?
It's a little bit better.
Looks good. Looks better. Doesn't
yeah,
look
there we
lumpy.
go. And then we just take a little bit of cream. Bloop. And you fold that into. And then, could you please slice some strawberries?
Yes, and how do you...
In
Thick and
slices.
chunky, thin slices?
Thin slices.
Got it, just for you, girl. Just for you. This is actually like a date night kind of
Imagine
dessert.
how impressive it would be if you whipped this out, and it's actually like 0 effort. Except if you don't have a hand mixer, then it's problematic.
You know, sometimes I have to bite my tongue on the show, but it's fine. We do it. We get the things done, but it wasn't that difficult. Come on, stop complaining.
Imagine if we had an unadulterated show.
Expresso after dark.
Yes!
We'd get fired all the time. But then obviously you're going to be layering the cream mixture that you have, beautiful on that puff pastry.
Yes.
Yeah?
So you just want to lay that out.
And you're going to need these strawberries.
How great are we doing today, though? Like, literally every single recipe has been finished.
Yeah. Always, we get things done, girl. We get things done. We talk.
A
we
lot.
love having you here. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. Our strawberries. There we go.
There we go, going at full speed. Full speed.
Stop it. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to layer it up.
Dude, you left so
ExpressoShow.com.
many spaces.
Let's fill up the spaces. Put that on top. And then...
Boop. And
we
then
give us-
you would dust it with icing sugar, but we don't have a sieve at the moment, so... Making it rain.
There we go. There you have it. That is date night Napoleons for you and your +1. This is my +1, everybody. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find your hands on that recipe. And dessert is served. Stop freaking that.
Fruits of the Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I'm officially jealous. The cat doesn't want to come to me. But welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as you can see, we are talking all things cats today. Karis Nafti is back with us. And we are here to answer all of your burning questions when it comes to playing with your cats. Now, before we get to the questions that was asked on social media, Karis, what happens, what is the best thing to do when your cat gets the zoomsies in the middle of the night?
Because they are kind of nocturnal, aren't they?
They are fully nocturnal, and everyone must just know it's not just them. You're not the only one whose cat wakes you up at 2:57 every morning. So cats are nocturnal. They have a burst of energy naturally at night. A common problem that happens is some people feed their cats in the middle of the night because it calms them down.
Okay.
Now, what happens, if you can imagine what an animal learns from that, is cool, if I wake mom, dad up, I'm going to get fresh food.
Oh.
Cats love fresh food. Even if they've got food in their bowl, they always love getting fresh pellets.
Yes.
So don't feed your cat at night, because you will possibly start a habit of that. Always just give them fresh food before you go to sleep, but don't add anything new to their food. And my best advice is at night, take away the loud toys. Like if you have a toy with a bell, take that away, because cats love to knock that.
Yeah.
And if you need to, if they get really busy and wake you up, close them out of your bedroom door, and just don't engage with them so they learn to play on their own. But you don't want to create the habit of eating at night, because that's a hard one to break.
Okay, so we have some questions. The first one coming through from Gabriella.
Proper love, yeah.
I've got the busy mister who just wants to go party.
Oh, amazing.
Okay.
Man, that is so, so sweet.
Can you see the comment?
I can't actually see that comment
let's
here.
see. Morning.
There we go.
Okay. Yes, morning. My crazy boy Jasper also has a burst of energy and loves catching flies. Good. And Jasper's an awesome. I used to have a dog named Jasper.
Jasper
so that's
is a
like
cool
my
name,
that's a
yeah.
cool pet name. Oh, okay, here's a good one. Good morning, Karis. My cat, Clunky, is a character. I just want to know why he growls back at me when I scold him. Is he scolding back?
Oh, that's a cute question.
That is a cute question. So cats do mimic their owners. I would suggest not scolding your cat with your voice, because you don't want them to feel scared of you. So I don't know if she's making a joke or whatever it is. So yeah, if you do meow, meow, meow and chat to your cat, they'll learn to chat back. So scold them in a funny way, and then yes, they can come back at you. But you mustn't ever shout at your cat.
Okay.
Because A, it doesn't work, and then B, they just kind of get a little bit scared of you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then we also have one from Margaret that says, my baby girl, Bulu, sometimes bleeds. Is something wrong with her, or is it normal?
No, that's not normal, and you must take Bulu straight to the vet.
Okay.
Yep, there's no question about that. Regular bleeding is not normal for animals, so you must go to the vet and find out what's wrong straight away.
There is
Okay.
definitely cause for alarm.
Thank you. And then Amanda says, my cat Jasper is expecting. This took place early in August. How long will she be pregnant for?
So about 2 months. Cats are pregnant for about 2 months, and you should get straight to the vet also. When cats are pregnant, all pregnant animals need... Oh, he's calmed down.
Oh.
They need different food when they're pregnant, because obviously the babies take a lot of nutrients from the mom. So go to the vet, make sure you're giving them enough food and the right kinds of food to prepare for the big event.
Incidentally, what would you suggest they do with Jasper's kittens?
Yeah, that is...
Because that's surely in your line of work, that's a major thing.
Yeah.
What would you recommend she does? Do you give them away as... how do you...
The best thing to do with cats is to find them a good home. So try to start networking now with people you know, or people who will give them a good home.
There's some great Facebook sites and
Great
things like
Facebook,
that.
start marketing them. It's often easier to find a home for kittens. And just make sure that she gets Jasper spayed after this happens, and that all the kittens that she rehomes, the people must agree to get them fixed so that there's not any extra kitten going around.
Oh, man. Just look at the state of this cat.
She is fast asleep. That is the cutest little thing. I am officially jealous. Well, Paris, thank you so much for joining us. And you know what? Our pets, they really do bring us so much love and joy into our homes. And so extend that love back to them by giving them the best love, the cuddles, the toys, and treatments to keep them safe from parasites. Now, to buy Broadline's spot-on treatment, you can visit pethaven.co.za. Look at little Chase going.
Oh, guys, please go and check out Tears, because...
This dog, this cat.
These are the coolest little cats. They all deserve a good home, but these two are awesome.
They are very special,
And
man.
totally confident
I love
cats.
it. See, that's
Love
my
it.
cat. That's
Yeah,
my cat.
love
Karis,
it.
oh, we love you. If you're going to keep bringing us kittens and puppies, you can come back any time.
Good.
I've got to say, buddy, Simon, you're a legend.
Oh,
Look at the
he's a
state of their face.
We are going to keep that feel-good going, because through their inspiring movement to spread kindness, the Underdog Project is seamlessly combining animal welfare and life skills workshops to help at-risk teenagers and shelter dogs. Now, Graham joined the team to put his best foot forward. To find out more about this valuable combination and safe space for our youth, let's take a look at this.
say a wise dog can teach us many of the things that we need to know as people. Kindness, compassion, caring, sharing, companionship, and love. And this couldn't be truer than of the Underdog Project, who in partnership with My School, My Village, My Planet are on a crusade of kindness within their community, using animal-assisted activities that have been proven to be effective and therapeutic workshops. They are bringing much-needed lessons in empathy and compassion to some incredible young people, and in the process, giving some much-needed love to some amazing pups.
We're an NPO and we partner to vulnerable populations, and that's at-risk youth and shelter dogs. And what that looks like is that youth comes here for weekly afternoon sessions, and we pair them up with the dogs and they learn how to do positive reinforcement dog training. And so they can come here and we can just help them with the life skills that they need and equip them to become successful adults later on. And then the needs with the dogs, I mean, everyone knows how full our shelters are in Cape Town. The dogs in the shelters, they need exercise and they need training and they need stimulation, and our kids are able to provide that.
You've had the opportunity to come through the ranks of the Underdog Project. What did that mean to you? What has that experience been like?
It has been a great experience for me to actually be with the Underdog Project, because I've learned a lot, and I've get to meet different people, different kids with different personalities. And coming into the Underdog Project knowing nothing about dog has really impacted my life, because now I even have my own dogs.
Now, quite a transition. Not only have you gone through the project, but now you've been employed and you have the opportunity to be the teacher, to help mentor these young people. What has that transition been like?
Growing up with a big family, I've always have had the love for kids. So working with youth and small kids has always been a thing that I've loved. So having to actually bond with them has been a great experience for me, and I'm actually loving it.
What difference are you seeing in the lives and the nature, the personalities of the kids that you get to teach and mentor?
We get kids from different communities, and some of them don't even know each other, even though they live in the same community. And then actually bringing them to the program, we actually get to see a bond within them, because they start to make friendships within the program and outside the program that actually shows that the program is actually working for the kids and for the animals.
Well, I guess the next time I speak to you, my brother, it will be as the managing director of the Underdog Project.
Definitely.
Keep up this amazing work. You really are doing some incredible work here with the kids and the pups. Well done, man. I know I've only spent a day here with the amazing team and the alumni graduating today here at the Underdog Project, but it is mind-blowing. I love it when you see something working, a formula just clicking, and they've got the perfect formula here. The fact that these children are learning such valuable life skills, engaging with their animals, learning compassion and empathy, and the fact that these animals are also getting their own version of therapy and much-needed love and are being socialized so that they are then much more easily adopted. It's a win-win situation. So an absolute winning formula. Gary, the resounding barks, I think are a mark of approval. Obviously an amazing day for the Underdog Project, a day of graduation, which is beautiful, but this seems to be just the most special project. What was the motivation for My School to get behind it in such a big way?
So My School really is about care. You know, if I could choose any word to describe the My School brand, I'll definitely say it's about care. Showing care for our communities, care for animals, and care for our planet, our environment. And the Underdog Project, you know, they've got this beautiful tag that says that we're actually on a crusade of kindness. One of the things I love about this particular project is the fact that kids that shows empathy at a young age towards the animals, at a later stage they show that empathy to fellow human beings.
I'm a firm believer that people will do the right thing if you just give them the opportunity. And I think that's at the crux of My School, My Village, My Planet, is the fact that if you make it easy for a person to donate to their beneficiary, their organization that they identify with, they'll do it. It's as easy as swiping every time we make a purchase. It's easy.
My school, just the whole partnership has been wonderfully beneficial. Obviously, we have this beautiful classroom here, which we're standing in. And before that, we did have a classroom, but it was without insulation and without electricity. And now we have this space which we can actually accommodate so many more youth and so many more dogs. We can do different activities to what we could do before. It helps us just keep on doing the work that we need to do.
incredible group of people and a truly amazing initiative, seamlessly blending community outreach work with animal welfare, the perfect combination. So what are you waiting for? Go and support them. Sign up to become a My School, My Village, My Planet member, and then choose the Underdog Project as your cause or your beneficiary. And it really couldn't be simpler. You can go to myschool.co.za, or you can download the My School, My Village, My Planet app and get your virtual card, and then simply support them every time you swipe. What are you waiting for?
Oh, wow,
man, you could see all the new graduates. That was actually graduation day. But what I love is so easy, who I was chatting to there. He was one of the participants. Now he's one of the facilitators. And I got a little birdie tells me they are grooming him to be the MD, to take over the entire project one day. I mean, if that is not an endorsement of something working, what a cool day, man. So proud of them all.
Well, we're going to keep the Feel Good going here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. John Neal is still here with one more performance, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
South Africa, it is time to rise up as we continue the fight against the spread of COVID-19. Whether it's following social distancing protocol or getting the vaccination, now is the time to show Mzansi how much you care. To celebrate and commemorate just how far we've come as a country, we want you to get up and dance. It's time for all South Africans, young and old, to share in the joy as we embark on a journey to a COVID-free world. For some, it will be a dance of remembrance, a dance of survival for others, and a dance of hope for many, but a dance of fun for all. Enter as an individual, as a family, or even colleagues. Get everyone involved. Follow our step-by-step tutorial and win.
Well, listen, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I promise you I do have clothing on underneath my apron, but it's time for us to say hello to our new favorite easy dessert, and this is a blueberry ripple cream cups. And of course, we have the one and only Chef Clem Pedro in studio to show us how to celebrate blueberries coming back into season. I am so excited for this because I love blueberries. Any recipe that involves blueberries, I'm sold on.
And berries for me, when I start seeing the aisles of Woolies lined with berries, I immediately think it's almost Christmas.
Summer's here.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. And these are the flavor burst berries. They are absolutely delicious. They burst with flavor. And I actually found out the process to actually get them this amazing took almost 5 years.
Sure.
That's pretty amazing. So, I mean, you said you love blueberries. Want to try one?
Yes, please.
So these are hand-selected for their thin skins, for the sweetness, and they're like intense bursting flavor. These are delicious. They're so good.
And I find these ones from Woolies to be slightly bigger than regular blueberries. There's just a little bit more to them.
I agree with you. I know. I love them. They're so good. Okay, into a pot, and then a little bit of honey, and I find that, you do know honey is acidic. So
I didn't know that.
We add lemon juice or vinegar to food to bring out the flavor. So the acidity of the honey kind of elevates the flavor of the blueberries, and there's that little sweetness of the honey, of course. So don't have your pot this hot.
Okay.
What you're going to do is you want to slowly cook it, and the berries are going to burst on their own. But can you just smell that?
You're getting the bursts of blueberries coming through.
It smells so good. So there's enough heat in there now to kind of
Oh,
like
it's very nice and sweet.
Yeah, you can smell
you
that.
get that, yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen, that's going to cook down like a jam. So like a nice low heat, and let it do its thing on its own. So
for how long would you say that process would take?
I'll put it on a low heat and I'll go for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. You can turn the heat up and then stir it every now and then. It'll be like 10 minutes. But this is like a nice and slow, easy, relaxed recipe that you do.
And we'll be left with this.
And that's amazing on pancakes. Just swirled through yogurt. It is so delicious. Even that with duck.
With duck, okay.
Yeah. I love duck and blueberries. So good. So again, it kind of feels very festive.
It does.
So it was best
This is festive. Okay.
So I've given you the blueberries and the yogurt because I'm going to give you the job of lining our baked shells in a little bit. So let's talk about the pastry. I've got some lined up already. Super simple. Into a bowl, we're going to go flour.
There we go.
If you have a stand mixer, this is when you bring it out because then it literally makes it in like 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes, so quick.
So you can also do it by hand, and that's what you're going to demonstrate for us.
I'm going to demonstrate by hand. Okay, so in we go with cold butter, and we're cubing it. So we're using the fingertips now because the palms of our hands are warmer than our fingertips. And you don't want to melt the butter.
No.
There we go. So fingertips, what you're going to do is just like kind of crumb it in there. I'm going to ask you if you can add some sugar into this bowl for me.
Some sugar, all of the sugar?
Let's go with, leave like the smallest a bit behind. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to go with some sugar.
Perfect. There we go.
There we go.
And we're using caster sugar just because it's easier to work into the dough. If you
nice and fine.
It's nice and fine. Then we're looking good. I didn't think this through.
Why?
Now my hands are going to be like...
It's okay. I'm here. I'm your sous chef. You can tell me Mark Sue and I'll do it.
Then, can you add the egg yolks for me?
I'll add the egg yolks for you. All of them?
All of it.
There you go.
Perfect. And get a spatula and just break those yolks up first. And then work it in. And that's, you're going to see, it's going to start coming into a dough. You're going to bring it out on your surface, and you're going to start kneading it. When I say knead it, it's so gentle, just to work it into a ball.
You don't want to also melt the butter again that's already in your pastry.
And you don't want to overwork this dough. You don't want to have a chewy dough. You want a short snap. That's exactly what you want. So, believe it or not, once you start working this, it comes into a perfect ball of dough. If you find that it's still a bit dry, add a tablespoon of ice water, and it'll be fine. That's it. Okay, so we've lined our baking tin, after we rolled out our dough, with a little bit of that dough, with the pastry, then you put baking paper, not wax paper. I'm still getting like comments about, oh, but I use wax paper for this, and then it gets stuck, and it's because you're using wax paper, use baking paper.
Don't be confused between the two. They look similar. They look similar. The one's just
do.
got a waxy texture that's obviously going to stick and burn.
It's going to melt into your food, and you're never going to get it off. And you're going to have to just eat it with the paper on.
Well, if you want to get your hands on these delicious blueberry ripple crisp cups that we are making, we have that recipe available for you at woolworths.co.za. So do we fill them before or after? I'm assuming after.
After. So baking paper goes down, and we've got some beans in there, and we use that just to weigh down the pastry, and we blind bake it. Blind baking doesn't mean you close your eyes and you pray to God that it comes out perfect. Blind baking means you're going to actually pre-cook your dough. your pastry. So you're gonna end up with these beautiful shells like this.
Oh,
so
perfect.
now here's where you can get creative. Do you want to layer it up? Do you want to go yogurt, berries, or do you want to swirl the berry into the yogurt and
I would
then
love
put
to
it in?
swirl the berry into the yogurt.
Show us your best swirling skills.
Okay.
Okay.
You just swirl.
If you wanted to, you can do a big tart, which I think would be really cool as well, and then present that to the table.
There we go.
Nice,
A big tart. There we go. So that's a nice little swirl.
I also find like pastries for breakfast, like have you noticed Europeans have pastries for breakfast?
Yes.
I'm part of that life.
Are you loving that lifestyle?
Loving that. So this would be an amazing breakfast.
Just give me the preserves. Like if you're going to serve me the pastries, give me all the trimmings with the preserves. I want the blueberries. I want the jams. I want all of the sweet things.
I agree.
There we go.
Looking
Is that good
quite nice.
enough?
It's looking very abstract. It's like a little piece of art.
Okay. Is that a compliment?
It is, absolutely. And now, you want to finish it with a little dot of the blueberry? Yeah, you got another spoon for you if you want.
There we go. We'll go with a clean, nice little spoon. There we go. Tiny little blueberries. Of course, if you want to get your hands on this recipe, you can find it at woolworths.co.za. Chef Clem, I am loving what we made here. That is quite pretty.
Yes, I love it.
Very pretty. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy.
I love it. You want to take a bite?
I'm going to take a bite with you. There we go. And if you've missed any of the steps to this delicious recipe, we have a recap for you. Cheers.
This Friday evening on the Tastemaster SA, it's the first elimination challenge as the bottom 6 contestants compete to create the ultimate Instagrammable bake.
Things are not going as planned right now. This is not my standard.
The tears, why?
Insani is losing it.
What's happening?
I am not finishing this cake. What? This chaos has just thrown me off. My reputation is gone.
Get ready to bake more memories this Friday 7 p.m. only on SABC2.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show on S3. Happy Klein Vrydag, everybody. I'm almost sad to say it's the final few minutes of the show, but he's back. John Neal is a singer, he's a songwriter who slowly but surely made a name for himself in the music industry and has recently seen a breakthrough with his debut album, Long Time Coming. And he is joining us now for his final performance of the show called Slow Hands. Show it.
1, 2, yeah.
We should take this back to my place. That's what she said right to my face. 'Cause I want you bad. Yeah, I want you, baby. I've been thinking about this all day. And I hope you feel the same way. 'Cause I want you bad. Yeah, I want you, baby. Slow hands like sweat drip down that dirty laundry. No chance that I'm leaving here without you on me. I know, yeah, I already know that there ain't no stopping your plans and those slow hands. Woo! Yeah. I just wanna take my time. We can do this, baby, all night. 'Cause I want you bad. Yeah, I want you, baby. Slow hands like sweat drip down that dirty laundry. No chance that I'm leaving here without you on me. I know, yeah, I already know that there ain't no stopping your plans and those slow hands. Yeah. Slow hands like sweat drip now that dirty laundry. No chance that I'm leaving here without you on me. I know, yeah, I already know that there ain't no stopping your plans and those slow hands. Thank you so much.
What a voice.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
No, you are
John
just
Neal.
lovely, man.
That was amazing.
Did you see he was looking at me, eh? He was looking at me the whole time.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
was saving
man.
the best for last.
Oh. Buddy, please take a bow. You absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. All of the music, the original music you've heard today is available for download. Go and appreciate, support the vocals of the locals, as Mr. Carl Wasty would say. What a legend, man. Thank you so much. It's been a magical show.
Yeah, you guys got to play with cats.
I got to cuddle. I got the cuddle of all
You got
cuddles
to
from
cuddle
the
Simon. I was obviously trying to hold Chase, but he was a bit too busy. But they're all up for adoption. So if you are looking for a kitty cat, those cats need their forever home. So
Go to Tears.
Yeah.
Go. There are plenty more like them that are just waiting for a new home. We love you guys. Tomorrow, 007 is in the house.
James
See you
Bond,
then.
everybody.
Adios. Well done, guy.
Here's to the season of sunny breakfasts, healthy lunch breaks in the great outdoors, and romantic sunset dinners. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.